ineptitude. Fucking hell. A shit show it's been already today setting this up. Can everybody hear me on the chat? Can everybody hear me in the chat? Let me just type this real quick. Okay. We'll find out if people can hear me or not. Couldn't even do the intro correctly. I'll tell you this, like, I know we were supposed to get set here at 3 o'clock, but, there's so much breaking news right now in the world of professional wrestling that putting it all together has been such a chore. It's been such a mess to put together. So, forgive me for my lateness here today, but we're going to go through it. We're going to go through what's been going on in the world of professional wrestling. Babylon, if you will, is on the horizon, and its fall is coming at a very, very narrow step. But anyways, I am Hakeem Johnson, your host of the Newscast here today. I said on the previous Newscast last week that if we had any updates on certain issues and topics, that we would be here as soon as possible, and that's exactly what's going to happen here tonight. I do have a couple of guests here that are going to join me, so I will let them in just a moment. But we're going to be talking about today about the aftermath of the hashtag speaking out sexual assault allegations and the repercussions that certain people in particular have been given this week, including today. We will go through that. We will also talk about the WWE's lack of care, concern, and foresight of their whole role in this coronavirus situation, and that is starting to be updated as we speak right now as well. We will talk about all the things that have been going on this week in terms of WWE and COVID-19. Also, we will talk about what broke last night as a former Impact World Champion Tess Blanchard has been terminated by Impact Wrestling. Her title has been stripped away from her. We will talk about that in particular, as that is also a developing story. You can tell there's a lot of things that have been going on in wrestling right now that has been developing, that it can be very easy for someone like me to get everything put together. But that's what I hear. That's what I'm here to do best. So, anyways, if my guests are ready, they can come in if they like. I sent them a private link to join the newscast here. So let me see if they're ready. If they're ready to come in. 1 second. Give me a second. It's been a wild day. It's been a wild week in wrestling. So it's gonna be a little bit on the flip side, kind of a shooting the shit, anything can happen type of newscast. So give me a second. Let's see here. Let's see if that'll work. And I'll now double check to see if you guys can hear them clearly as well, because I want to make sure everybody's in at the right time to come in. So give me 1 second here. Let's see here. Just waiting for my guests here to show up. Don't give me like a couple of minutes here. All right. As we're waiting for our guests to arrive, I would like to ask the chat, how's everybody doing? Do you guys right now care about professional wrestling as it is right now at this moment? Do you guys are you guys watching it? Are you guys liking it? I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know. It's been a rough week in a lot of ways. Let me see here. I'm just waiting for my guests to pop in here, as they should have been prepared from the get-go, but it's been one of those days. What is going on here?
Hakeem?
There we go. I can hear Hit Kid. Hit Kid has arrived. How you doing, Hit Kid?
Oh my god, this is an absolute mad show.
Are you talking about the newscast or this week in general?
Wrestling in general this week. It is a shit show.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it can apply to both. I blame you for nothing. But first of all, let me see if anyone on chat can hear Hit Kid. I want to make sure everyone can hear him quite well before we really get into it. I know there's other guests that are going to be coming in as well.
Well, I'm not usually quiet, so I'd be surprised if they couldn't hear me.
That's very true. You are not lying in that regard.
Hope I haven't interrupted anything.
Nope, you're good.
Oh, hey, Raiden. You're sounding good. Hello.
Awesome. Hi.
What's going on, Raiden? You're good? Raiden?
Yeah.
I could hear him.
Oh, okay.
He's still there.
Okay. Just making sure. I guess we're waiting for a couple to get into it real quick. Just
I know Jamal's man in the chat, but I think he's gonna jump in here.
Jamal's in the chat. Yeah. He's running the chat here.
Give him the mod status as well in the YouTube chat. The mod status role.
Yeah.
So he can.
That's fine. I can do that. There you go. You should be good. Okay. So, all right. So, as Jamal will jump in when he's ready, and others that if they want to jump in, they'll jump in when they're ready. But you guys waited long enough. Let's just get right into it, because we've got a lot to talk about, and I will do my best. We'll do our best to navigate you through all this shit fuckery that's been going on in professional wrestling today. So, first things first, let's start it off here. The hashtag speaking out sexual assault allegations that were rampant last week. And there have now been a lot of aftermaths, a lot of repercussions as of late that have been taking place due to the speaking out allegations. And I want to stress allegations for certain cases. But as you will all note here, a lot of people have taken action here as Joey Ryan and Dave Chris have officially been released, terminated from Impact Wrestling, effective immediately on Monday. We will go into depth about that in a second. Michael Elgin was also suspended on that day. However, breaking news happened today that Michael Elgin has also been released from Impact Wrestling as well. Also from the WWE UK side, Ligero and Travis Banks have also been released. A lot of people are not going to be safe. There's going to be a lot more that we're going to talk about. Let me just go ahead and just switch gears here for a second here. I do want to switch gears on one tweet here that I got. As you'll see here, Brian Alvarez from Figure 4 Daily and Wrestling Observer basically tweeted about an hour ago, "Buckle up." That's basically what he tweeted. It's pretty much a warning sign that a shit's about to get real this upcoming weekend, if ready. But let's get to the Joey Ryan and Dave Chris article here. I'll just read it a little bit from where we stand right now. It's been one of those wild weeks, ladies and gentlemen. I assure you that probably next week will be another wild weekend. Fired by Impact Wrestling in wake of speaking. Elgin has been accused of sending unsolicited photos, while Chris has been accused of abuse in addition to sending unsolicited photos. The statement from Impact Wrestling effective immediately. In addition, it has suspended Michael Elgin pending further review of allegations of misconduct. Neither Chris nor Elgin responded to a request for comment. This article will be updated if and when they do. Top independent wrestler Joey Ryan has deleted his Twitter account amid mounting sexual assault allegations. Ryan has also shuttered the Twitter account for his successful bar wrestling promotion that he ran. As several women have shared stories of sexual misconduct within the pro wrestling industry, several promotions have responded with Progress, OTT, and British. Yeah.
For instance, you know, within the family, Jake Christie's clean. Was rumored that Dave Christie was, also on the way out, but now he's just a piece of shit who's gone. Yeah.
Right.
Like, I can go briefly on the Ryan thing. I think the main one to kill Joey Ryan off is going to be Jamal when he gets in here. Because Jamal's waited to unleash on him forever. But Raiden or Jamal's quickly struggling to get in here, you can go, my dude, on those two.
Damn, it's disheartening to hear. I mean, like Hakeem, I never was into the whole Joey Ryan thing, but it's just now that you see these things happening, it's like, yeah, you look back at those almost with that. It's like, well, it's like no wonder Tony Khan really didn't care to just hire the guy because he knew that he had a crazy past. So, like you said, a kid, good riddance on him. Like, it sucks to see, but I think what it has brought the truth to a dark light, but anything to just get rid of the bad. And that's for Dave Chris. What's that?
Jamal's asking for his add my road to the newscast feed. His road to this channel, the lead mod role, Hakeem.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. You guys keep talking. Yeah. Let me go ahead.
Give us one sec, Jamal. Jamal, we're getting you in here. When it comes to, there is a bring up about the Joy Ryan one, but I don't know if we'll bring it up later.
Mm-hmm.
And it might cause a bit of controversy, but the Candice LeRae statement she made, Joey's tag partner for so long.
This one I haven't heard about.
Like, she made a statement, when he came out about Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this, Jamal.
Yes, I'm here.
What's going on, Jamal? That was my
fault.
fault.
You take the throw, Joey Ryan, my dude.
Oh Lord, do you really want me to say anything on Joey Ryan? Do you really want?
Dude, the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Yeah, have at it.
Go.
All right, so Joey Ryan for years has been living off of this gimmick where the dick flip and the boob plex and the penis plex that kind of went on to Candice. And I'm sitting. This sounds all funny and all, but it's real weird that a guy like him is doing this. And you would think he would ask permission. this recent stuff coming out, it's just a little. Certain people have been allowing this dude to grab their girls' mentionable, and I'm like, no, this is a little sus. Turns out I'm right. So, fuck Joey Ryan. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. You know, people like Joey Ryan, as I've stated many times for years now, that Joey Ryan used the plight of her to take advantage of people that didn't want to really conform to what he wanted to do, or else they would be labeled as something that they're not. And I think with someone like Joey Ryan, he had so much power, he had so much clout within the business that he was able to get away with it. And now that there are certain multiple allegations that have piled on against Joey Ryan, I think he realizes that he's fucked. I think he even realizes that he is somebody that isn't untouchable. And I think a lot of these people that are also in top promotions, by the way, they feel like they're untouchable because of the money and the connections and the position that they're in. And I think people need to realize it's you're living in a social media era where everything and anything will be recorded and saved for any future event like this. And it's not a surprise that someone like Joey Ryan is getting piled upon because of the way he has conducted business with a lot of women and a lot of men in this industry. And like everyone has stated, yeah, fuck Joey Ryan. He's somebody that is the epitome of everything that's wrong with this business and has been for years and decades. And hopefully we don't allow someone like that to come back here again. I'm not one for being a witch hunt, but when there's so much insurmountable evidence against you, with multiple witnesses saying that this is who you are, you're a piece of shit, then I'm inclined to believe those people rather than someone like you that has such a has this very questionable, uncomfortable gimmick such as that, to where people are touching your cock. I mean, that's something to me that is weird to me. It's something that it's always been weird to me, and I think to a lot of people it's been weird to them too, but they just didn't want to admit it because like maybe Joey Ryan was one of their favorite wrestlers or something like that. Yep.
Really big mistake.
He fucked up.
Being an idiot.
You done goofed.
Yeah, and look, and I also heard about like the Dave Chris stuff as well too. You know, him being very mentally and physically abusive with ex-girlfriends and all the like. You know, it just makes you realize that I've talked about this many times too. Like, we live in this world right now where like standing or idolizing people that you don't even know unless you're like on the internet. Like, you try to put these people on a pedestal, and then you're disappointed or outraged when these people aren't the saints that you guys think they are. And I think we need to understand and learn now more than ever. And I've said this multiple times. All right, check the resume. Stop treating these workers like they're your friends. Stop looking up to these wrestlers like they're your friends. They're not. These people are workers. These people are here to sell you a product that you will foolishly buy. And that is it. That is all their job is to do. Just because that they retweet you something or they like whatever you post or what have you, doesn't mean they care about you. Period. And I think with this thing happening and a lot of other things that are happening, people will start to realize that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't put my entire fandom, if you will, behind this superstar. Because maybe the superstar isn't always clean. But be that as that may, that is what it is. Michael Elgin, obviously today, he has been terminated by Impact Wrestling today. It was breaking news, I believe, a couple hours ago. For whatever reason, we do not know, although the rumor is that there were other allegations that were made against him that popped up as well, and Impact decided not to take the chance of keeping him, if you will.
The shit.
Yeah, and his profile's been removed from the website. Michael Elgin obviously was also supposed to be a part of the Slammiversary main event, which is in shambles right now, and not just because of him, and we'll get to that in a minute, but it's a lot of chaos right now in professional wrestling. I'm going to tell you that right now. Nobody's safe. No promotion is safe. No person, no being is safe at the moment. And I think people need to be aware of that. And but this is one example, and I want to do it in contrast here. This here with Joey Ryan, with Dave Chris, with Michael Elgin. This is where you have enough proof to where you can convict them.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, right. That's where like that you can convict them to where these people are not worth your time of investing. Now, speaking of which, I want to jump onto another topic that also happened this week that does relate to the hashtag Speaking Out. So, the Spanish God himself, Sammy Guevara, made an apology this week, and certain things came up from his past 4 years ago, where he made a bit of a poor tasted joke in terms of rape, and I won't repeat the joke here. But what I will tell you is that came up 4 years ago, and Sammy was quick to apologize on Twitter to Sasha Banks, who the joke was against, and also allegedly thanks to Sasha's statement afterwards that Sasha and Sammy actually had an open discussion privately, and Sammy apologized to her in private as well. However, be that as that may, All Elite Wrestling has indefinitely suspended Sammy Guevara for the foreseeable future until further notice. Apparently, he's taking a lot of time to rehab himself, if you will, quote unquote. And also, I believe some of his salary will be donated to the local women's center charity, if you will. I do want to go ahead and read Sammy's apology, by the way, because I think it's important. First of all, AEW released a statement in response to Guevara, strongly condemned the extremely offensive and hurtful words of Sammy Guevara. Sammy has agreed to undergo extensive sensitivity training and upon... Now, that said, I did say that I didn't necessarily agree with AEW's decision here, but, I did also agree with the sense that they had to do it for the PR standpoint. They had to suspend Sammy to make sure that they know that this is a serious thing that should not be tolerated. But I do have to say, though, if Sammy made the apology publicly and privately, Sasha had the open conversation, accepted it, that should be it. That should be done. That should be over with, because those are the only two that needed to have that conversation. Unfortunately, a lot of people in our society, let alone all around us, that's not enough for them. We don't have the right to grow from our mistakes. We have to cancel them. We have to get rid of them. We have to destroy them and their livelihood and whatever type of growth that they could have coming off from the situation. And that is something that I vehemently disagree with. I am completely anti-cancel culture, if you haven't noticed at this point, because it doesn't allow growth for people to grow. It doesn't allow people to learn. It doesn't allow people to experience life while knowing that they are not perfect, while they are not human, while they are, not saints that we portray them to be. But anyone else can chime in. Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
Sammy Guevara. Hello, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry.
I think you call cut thing. So, chime in on the Sammy Guevara. Damn, I've lost him again.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
You hear us?
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome.
Okay. Can we be honest about Sammy Guevara right now?
Okay.
That's what the newscast for.
Out of Epic, who was screwed up, royally. Am I allowed to say that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be clear. His comment was stupid, and I know he did. 20. I think he was 22. When he made the comment. And we all say dumb shit when we're young, but out of all fucked up this week, royally, I can name a good amount of others. Sammy Guevara accepted his mistake. And I agree with what AEW did. The punishment?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the suspension without pay, and I agree, with having him take classes. But the man owned his mistake. And I think anyone who is demanding Sammy Guevara gets fired and all that needs to take in the mirror. For real. There's a lot worse people out there, like you mentioned 2 people who got released by the Fed today in Charlie Girl, who I will personally rip into later on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I'll let Raiden go first. Raiden, up to you now. I think people need to
Okay.
lay off Sammy.
Alright. What I'm about to say is a little controversial, but I think if anyone really knows me, like, if I say something, I mean it with my heart. I don't know. You're absolutely right, kid. Like, if anyone who's, dealt with this, it's him and admitted that he was wrong, So, just the facts of the matter, I just hear standing for Sasha and all that. That's great. But if you want to just be a complete dickwad about just saying fire him, this, shut SDF. Like I've dealt with that personally, and it's like, what's that? What was that for? He actually admitted something like, all apologies that are sincere are wrong now because a lot of people that we don't know, that we idolize, apologies, and we just rip into, like, that ain't right. Like, even with that stuff that happened to you, and I hope everyone who's are seeking help and getting help and just getting those demons out what's happening. It's like I respect you guys, but you want to attack someone for someone who's made a mistake? Come on, yo. We all human at the end of the day. Sometimes I just look at the world right now. It's like, do you want to do something good for yourself, or you just want to just cancel everyone you see? That shit ain't right, man. That's the word I don't want to. So with Sammy, I respect what he did. I hope he gets the help he get. The rest of fuck off.
Agreed.
Oh boy. This Sammy Guevara situation has kind of proved a point that I have been on for years. One, people on social media are absolutely insane and real bloodthirsty for no reason.
Oh, that's an understatement.
Like, Star made a bad rape joke. Alright. Him and Sasha talked about it. They settled their discussion. And the ball ended with Sasha saying, we're good. We talked about it. He recognized what was wrong. He made not only a Twitter statement about it, but a statement about it over social media. So the point of it is over. Sasha's already was like, we're good. And he still needs to be fired. None of you speak for Sasha Banks. I don't remember Sasha going to busy with her own thing to do. And considering the company she's in, she might want to watch out for a whole, well, whatever.
And I look. Let's call a spade here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. If we really try to implement cancel culture as an actual thing, then each and every single person living on this earth would be guilty. Each and every single person walking the face of this earth would be guilty for past things that they have done that they either don't agree with or was harmless or simply something that they don't represent for anymore. At the end of the day, if Sammy Guevara came out and said, you know what, I made that rape statement, but, was I wrong? If he says something like that, I can understand the outrage. The man made 2 tweets genuinely apologizing. He put out a video apologizing. He halted his vlog for the foreseeable future. He talked to Sasha privately, and Sasha confirmed it, basically accepting said apology. AEW has suspended him indefinitely without pay. What more do you want? Honestly, I'm asking a lot of you people that run these stan accounts. I'm asking you people that claim you idolize these superstars. What else do you want? Do you want this man truly to be fired after he poured his heart in social media? Which is something that he shouldn't do all the time, by the way. But Sammy did it. You want this man fired? You want this entire livelihood to be ruined? You want this man to never make a living? Period? Not just in wrestling, but in general? Because that to me that's not actual justice to me. What that is to me is putting on a holier-than-thou moral high ground gimmick and try to make itself like you're the proprietor of this whole speaking out, when really what you're using this for is for revenge. What you're using this for is a vendetta. What you're doing here is trying to take out somebody that you don't like. And that's really what the gist of it is. And a lot of these people that are really forcing that kind of message, that type of point onto others, maybe like I believe Raiden said, maybe people need to look at themselves in the mirror. Maybe people need to realize that you're not perfect either. That you have some skeletons in the closet that you don't want to open up for scrutiny, public scrutiny. And maybe you should back up and really reevaluate and look at context and nuance. Because I know it's a rarity to look at context and nuance in today's world, but try it sometime. Maybe sometimes there are good-natured people that do mistakes and some bad things once in a while that aren't like actual rape or actual racism or actual murder, that deserve to be forgiven. Because at the end of the day, that's what society's all about. And if we can't forgive ourselves, then what are we doing here? At the end of the day, why are we having human interaction with one another if we will not be able to forgive each other for things that we truly regret? And
people,
yeah.
And people wonder why I have such issues with like the hashtag of Black Lives Matter or the Me Too hashtag, because Lord knows I've had my issues with things, and it's like people take these things that have good purpose behind it, and then they soil their own bullshit.
Everyone.
And it's like, oh god,
everyone.
Oh god, annoying as hell. I'm telling you.
Well, that'll be for another newscast, but
like
basically Jamal is.
We live in a society.
Man.
I'm just going to say this: we live in a society where you're guilty before being innocent.
Oh my lord, innocent before the law of the land is innocent until proven guilty. I don't give a damn who you are. Everyone is deserved to be given an open and fair trial. Whether that's by Twitter or by the court of law, it doesn't matter. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But apparently in this world, we are in the court of public opinion to where it's guilty until proven innocent. And anyone that's going to try to act naive and pretend like that's not the case right now, or act like some of these cases don't deserve that certain scrutiny, are fooling themselves, and they're lying to you. That's what this is right now. But I suspect Sammy won't be fired. I'm hoping he's not fired because it just at this point it's done to me. Like anyone that's bringing it up at this point are just causing trouble now. I think Sammy will be back, and I think he will learn from this. And so let's get into why this is really like a newscast for me today. Okay. WWE. Listen to me. It's WWE, although it is. Not because I want to yell, because I really don't want to yell, but I'm going to. I am sick and tired of everybody within this company and that support this company try to play damage control. I want to be very clear here, because I made quite multiple tweets about this last night. And do you hear me? I'm sick and tired of beating around the bush. But at the end of the day, a majority of people are complicit and towards this whole coronavirus that's going on right now, and the fact now we're seeing now new spikes in different states, and now especially in Florida, doing any proper coronavirus test. And now as a result of that, there have been now multiple people within that company in the double digits, rumored to be over 30 people that we're hearing that are now testing positive for COVID-19. You name the names: Renee Young, Caleb Braxton, Adam Pearce, Jamie Noble now today, an extra from MLW. Let me talk here, because I think it's gonna crystallize why this company deserves to be screwed to be personnel testing credit. Wrestling Observer Live mentioned today that I can tell you, quote, I can tell you for a fact that the company doesn't want anyone tweeted about it. 5 positive tests. That means the names that I just mentioned: Renee Young, Adam Pearce, Caleb Braxton, for a second time, by the way. So she was affected in March, and she's affected again for a second time. MLW's Tyreek, who was an extra, and Jamie Noble have all been made public. There have been some forced changes. So basically the rumor is that we're not going to get a live SmackDown. Or at least the rumor yesterday was that we're not going to get a live SmackDown. We're going to do a tribute, quote-unquote, to The Undertaker to try to hide this bullshit right now. So who knows what the fuck is going on in that company right now? Who knows exactly what's going on there in terms of safety and protocol? But what I can tell you, if any fans out there wanna come at me, then come at me. Because I'm not afraid of you people. Because you people don't have any sense of conscience of to what's going on with your own beloved company right now. So let me be very clear and let me be very frank right now. This company doesn't give a shit about their talent. Period. This company does not care whether people test negative or positive. They don't care that you may be liable to other people that could be infected. They don't care that if you got a temperature check, you don't necessarily have to take a proper COVID-19 test, especially if you took one months prior, if you took one at all. This company doesn't care. And it's not just Vince, although he is the guy that runs things around here. It is people like him. You've got rumors that Kevin Dunn was on loudspeaker telling everybody to remove your mask if you're gonna be in the crowd for these tapings. You've got Triple H out here lying, saying that we've done thorough spraying across the performance center to do these tapings. You got Vince McMahon, who's a part of the president's advisory board to opening these sports up right now. Although he can't promise his talent, he can't tell their talent that there's certain people that are testing positive, and if the talent did test positive, some that we haven't even heard of yet. Vince is telling them, do not report your status to the public. In fear of what? PR damage? Of what? Public image? This company does not give a shit about this disease. You can have your argument in terms of the reporting and the actual numbers of the positive tests that have been going all around the country, let alone this world, in regards to COVID-19. But the fact of the matter is this disease is real. And the fact that these people that work for this company are basically being guilted to work these tapings tonight makes me absolutely disgusted. I'm not one of these people that are wishing Vince to die. But let me tell you something right now, man. You would be hard-pressed to think this company won't figure out some sort of seismic change once Vince is out of that seat, out of that position. Something's got to happen here. Heads have got to roll when it comes to this. This is a matter of life and death. Fuck professional wrestling. Fuck WWE right now. I don't give a shit about all of that. Right now, it's life and death we're talking about in terms of wrestling. If that means the entire business have to shut down to save people's lives, then I am all for that. A lot of you people that want to be having professional wrestling be your only livelihood, you need to wake up. Because there are people here that are testing positive here that could be very sick if nothing is done about it. Hell, Jon Moxley couldn't be on AEW Dynamite this week because apparently he got in contact with Renee Young, who was positive. How many other people in that company are positive right now who have tested thoroughly week after week, month after month? How many of those people have tested positive? How many of those that have not been even revealed yet through dirt sheets or otherwise that have been tested positive for coronavirus? And quite frankly, let me talk to the talent too. Let me talk to the WWE talent because they're not scot-free either. A lot of these people are spineless. You understand me? A lot of these people are spineless. Now, granted, I saw a report that certain talent, as of yesterday, last night, did leave Florida and are going straight home. And for them, I commend them. For them, I give all the respect to the world. Because let's be honest here. If you've got a company that doesn't care about your health and your well-being and are putting you at risk to continue working, and you have to deal with that, fuck them. Fuck them. Walk out. Walk out and make sure. What are they gonna really do? What are they gonna really do? I had people on my Twitter saying like, "Oh, well, they might get fired." They're gonna fire 80% of you people. They're gonna fire all of you if you walk out. What are they gonna use? Performance center trainees to fill up Raw and SmackDown to wrestle? Let's think here, ladies and gentlemen. Vince McMahon loves money. The WWE runs on a profit. If enough talent run out of that company and affect their bottom line, you don't think Vince McMahon won't take some strong procedures to get them back? A lot of you people, a few of you people actually, tried to shit on Roman Reigns for not being here all the way back to March because he was afraid. The man just suffered and survived leukemia. And you guys got at him because he didn't want to show up for WWE. Not all of you, but a few of you were there. Sami Zayn hasn't shown up for a while as well. And a lot of you people gave him the same notion. Kevin Owens hasn't showed up since, I believe, Backlash now. At the end of the day, these talents had the foresight not to go back to that company knowing that it's not all safe over there. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to support this company, you're going to do what you're going to do. Because I know a lot of you people that are going to listen and take this out of context when I'm talking right now. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, you know, he's going to be there watching next week. he has the network." Bitch, I haven't had the network since 2014. I'm on my 6th year now. I haven't bought any merch from WWE in 5 years. The last one I bought was the Daniel Bryan Yes shirt. That's how long ago I bought any WWE merch. I haven't had the network in 6 years. I haven't watched a full Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view in that vicinity as well. I don't put my attention or my money into a company that wants to insult my intelligence and therefore don't care about their talent and let alone their staff. Sorry, I have morals here, ladies and gentlemen. You should try to get some once in a while. At the end of the day, a lot of these talents that are still going out here, by the way, and still hanging out in large gatherings, they have to take some credence to this as well. Stop being stupid. Protect yourselves. And if you don't want to work there, don't work there. You have enough money. You guys are multi-millionaires and such. Some of you, at least. You guys can afford not to work a taping or two. And, I mean, sorry, I don't want to... I mean, I know I have other guests here that would like to chime in as well, but I have been very furious about this whole thing since March. And the fact that this company has done time and time again ways to make the situation worse. And if I'm going by Brian Alvarez's tweets saying buckle up, this ain't over, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get worse before it gets better. There's going to be a lot more people. There's even rumors that there are top superstars that are affected and that have tested positive. And that they can't reveal their status because they don't want to affect the brand. Fuck the brand. Fuck the brand. If they don't have a sense of worth of sympathy for these people that work their asses off 300 plus days a year, then why the fuck do I give a fuck about a brand that doesn't give a shit? Why do I give a fuck at this point? I will be on this grave until it can't take me out no more, ladies and gentlemen. I will die on this hill, ladies and gentlemen. I will be on WWE's ass when they do something wrong. No different than if Impact or AEW or New Japan do something wrong. Because I am a human being. It's just right now WWE is the worst offender of all of them. And a lot of you Jones that want to come up here and come after me for that, well, bring it. Bring it. I will come after each and every single one of you if you're going to try to defame me and say that I'm an AEW shill or I'm a New Japan mark or I'm just an anti-WWE hater. How about you go ahead and go after the people that are running that goddamn company? On the anniversary of CM Punk's pipe bomb where he called this verbatim, how about you go after them? And because if you don't go after them, they're going to keep doing it. They will die on this ship. And many people, unfortunately, will die along with them. Because you people want your precious professional wrestling. Fuck wrestling. And fuck the WWE for letting us get anywhere as wrong and as unfortunate as it has gotten. Anyone can jump in.
Oh, I mean, you already said 90% of what I ever could have said. Look,
I mean,
You
I,
two go. I'm gonna go
I,
nuclear. You two go
I
first.
uh,
Raiden, Jamal, you
I
two go
got
first.
this.
I'm gonna go
all right.
nuclear. Same as Hakeem in a few
Look,
minutes. So
watched a full episode of Raw since at least 2012. I've never bought the network. There's been temptation there, maybe, but even then, thank goodness I'm too broke to even bother with the network. I still haven't bought merch for them at all, and it's just a line that Kanye West once said about George Bush. That was gonna sound weird without context, but George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I get it.
I want to replace that with about his talent. Oh wait, his independent contractors. I love to see wrestlers or superstars. You know, Vince don't like those words and he'll ban them because he's an old man. Belligerently negligent. That is just hilarious. An announcer got COVID once, but twice within maybe what 3 months? Excuse me? You let a announce. I'm here saying to myself, how stupid? How much time do you really think anyone has to want us sitting in an arena, knowing possibly it might be their last day, maybe alive, if they catch this COVID? Ran and got the hell out of there. And I don't blame him. He needed to get the hell out of there. Because honestly, why take the risk? Out of leukemia. And you gonna take that risk with COVID. Fuck out of here. Roman Reigns is clearly the leader of that locker room, no matter what anybody says. He's quite frank. He took the example and decided to leave first, and everyone else just suitably followed over time, or just saw a ship that is on its way to crashing into an iceberg. Call the WWE the Titanic because we got a gigantic there. Fuck this company. I ain't spending no money or dime on it. And fuck Triple H. Cause that motherfucker ain't shit too.
Raiden, I'll let you. Raiden, you go.
They all said I was crazy. They all I was crazy for hating WWE.
Yeah.
Look at them now. Look at them now. All this shit's happening. And you have the absolute ball to say, I'm still a fan of WWE. I'm a hater. All that shit. Man, I laugh at everyone who laughed at me for everything I've called out. Thanks about everything that's been going on. Hakeem calling out what happened with Survivor Series NXT. NXT, to me, is in shambles. I don't give a damn who says otherwise. Triple H, to me, is just riding all of Dusty's coattails since he passed. And now that this COVID is going on everyone, yeah, the absolute nerves that I'm still a fan, like, man, shut the fuck. Do you even see yourself right now? I don't even know if I should take you guys seriously at this point when Caleb Brass is getting the first twice. So you have the absolute nerve to just say you still watch it because it's my saving grace through this thing. And this is something I never thought, but I agree with Hakeem. At this, fuck wrestling. I don't know. Do you want to get into your thick-headed skulls that you want to focus on something when we're on a crisis? Like, come on, yo, come on. Point. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Like, why am I watching this when my favorites are getting sick? Do something different with your life. Wrestling's always going to be there. It's called an archive. It's at the point where you got to say, fuck wrestling for now. Let me do something real with my life. And that hurts for me to say because wrestling has part of me for years at this point. When a lot of people's lives on the line, you got to do something meaningful. That's all I got to say.
I lost fucking gears of watching wrestling. And I'm going to stick to, just WWE here. Within those 20 years. I've watched this promotion since I was a kid, which was 5 years old, in early 2000. Late 1999 it was. And within these past 3 weeks, I have never been more disgusted with this promotion. To be honest, this year has been the year where I am legit, he tested positive for Rona.
Oh, yeah.
When she tested positive for the corona. Remember, because as we know, John Moxley had to stay home for Dynamite. And by the way, boo fucking who to the NXT stands who was in the ratings. Why aren't you all?
The reason they got that win was because they put a nigga on there. Let's be honest here for a second.
I mean.
See, I can't say that word Jamal just said because I'm not blind. I'm going to say.
Look, I told you I was shooting. I'm shooting with the gun fully aimed and ready.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing is, though, I'm not seeing, all over social media, the fact that these talents, which rumor has it is around 30 plus, as Hakeem said, are being told not to come out and say they've got COVID. Are you fucking kidding me? You're being told that your life doesn't matter, as Hakeem said. That your life doesn't matter. We don't want you damaging our brand. Our brand means more than your fucking life. I'd fucking walk. Walk out.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean that Vince McMahon does not believe that matter?
Well, yeah. You need that spelled out for you?
Look, I've been waiting for that dig for.
Alright, fair enough.
So I'll gladly take it.
Hey.
That was well timed. That was well timed.
You set it up nicely.
But you just look, you know what the difference between wrestling, and I'll admit, Hakeem, you can take a stance on it. I see wrestling as a release. I've always said that. I see it as I can watch something, to pass me night. Yeah. Okay. Hakeem, I understand your opinion on folk wrestling, especially when it comes to lives. Personally, I would, if AEW were able to move out of Florida. Can I be clear? I said that's factor with any commentary. I preferred if AEW could move out to Florida.
But at least AEW's being responsible.
Yeah,
they're at least trying to.
All credit to Tony Khan, the responses he made, about QT Marshall and Moxley. That the doctors told him to stay home and all that. Compared to this fucking. And by the way, behind closed doors tapings started around
roughly so.
We're now in June. It's been 4 months. And now WWE are finally seen of not fucking testing anyone for 4 fucking months. 4 fucking months. Not a single COVID test. As soon as AEW knew the danger, they were testing from day number 1. You saw the same when other sports returned, like UFC, when they returned. Because they did the cards in Jacksonville alongside AEW, because they stayed on the same complex. They were doing their testing. Boxing returning, they're doing their testing. NBA's doing their testing. Football over in the UK's done their testing. Yet these think this senile, let's be honest, money hungry, no good SOB. I'm going to say that about. I don't want to hear anything else. It's fucking disgusting. And I'm personally hoping not only do some talents fucking, not, go home. If I'm some talents, I know, Hakeem, you said some of them are spam, which sadly they. I'd be asking for my fucking real check for WWE for negligence over the Renee Young.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not joking about that. He should fucking sue, considering they've not tested him for months.
By the way, I have a map right in front of me of all the coronavirus cases in the U.S. Guess how many Florida has gotten in
500K.
Over 120K
Yep.
cases. It's one of the worst among the U.S.
Yep. Look. Oh.
I would say it was Florida, but that's too much.
Look,
Texas is even worse. But since they're a bigger state, they can
New York,
better. But Florida,
oh yeah.
California here too. Well, yeah.
Jesus Christ, I just remembered.
I hope you're all staying safe. I'm in the UK, as everyone knows, but I hope everyone in America is staying safe.
That's all we can do right now. And look. As I've now calmed down a little bit, but I'm still really upset. But I wanted, listen. Look, if you have wrestling as an escape, I'm not mad at you. All I'm saying is that right now, wrestling is the last thing that matters when it comes to this situation to me. And here's the thing. What if somebody dies from all of this? I know it's a little bit harsh to say, but that's the reality that we find ourselves in now. What if somebody dies? What if Vince himself dies from this? What if any of the other veterans that are of older age die from this? What if some can never perform again because of this? Because at the end of the day, this is the new normal now. At least for the foreseeable future. This is what the normal is right now. And when I see a company that had all the sources, that had all the material, that had all the money, that had all the connections to prepare for something like this, and they go ahead and are the worst offenders in terms of sports and entertainment. They're the worst offenders, putting their talent and people and the employees at risk of getting sick or worse. How can you support that? How can you truly support a company that doesn't care about their own employees and talent? How can you financially fork over $9.99 to watch their network when you know that money isn't going to any proper testing for these people? How can you go ahead and say that this company... I had some idiot on my Newscast Twitter last night when I was making the post about how I was going to do this newscast today. He replied saying WWE has done more than any other company during this whole situation, and that you should get your facts straight before making false accusation. I was like, I could have easily gotten him the fuck out of here, but it was like, I know it had to be a gimmick account. It had to be a troll, because you cannot, you cannot, or Stan, or a drone. You cannot be a man or a woman behind that account, living and breathing air right now, coming to my Twitter and thinking you can come here and reply and make me take you seriously at face value. The WWE has done more in this situation than any other company. Are you fucking out of your fucking mind? What is it going to take with some of you people? Honestly, sometimes you can admit this company does things that are shitty, that they do things bad, that they do things for no benefit but their own. It's okay to admit that. You can be a fan of the company and just admit that they suck at times. You don't have to literally gargle their ball sack and think that they're doing everything right for this business, because they aren't right now. You're telling me that Vince McMahon, there are 2 producers that were confirmed this week as having positive testing for the coronavirus. The same people that are usually in the gorilla position where Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and Vince himself is in. So let's say Vince does have the coronavirus, you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear it reported anytime soon. They will cover it up until Vince has to actually die. That's how serious this is. This company is willing to go down underneath the Titanic in order for people not to assume that they are flustered with coronavirus tests that are positive. That is the levels we have sunk here. You can criticize AEW on a lot of things. There are things that you can criticize. But AEW have made it clear and made it certain that all their talent, as of right now at least, are not only not positively tested, but they go through a rigorous testing to where nobody can get into their building, the Daily's Place building, outdoor building, until they are properly tested. New Japan won't even bring back fans right now until they are sure that this disease can be contained in somewhat of a consistent fashion. All these other companies, MLW and the like, Ring of Honor, they're not even running shows until they can be, given the okay that they can run those shows at small capacity. And yet the WWE, the biggest wrestling company in the world, the biggest wrestling company, especially in the United States, they are still going to guilt their people to work these tapings this weekend, knowing that there are at least reportedly over 30 people that have tested positive. Can you really just listen to what I just told you and think how mental could you be as a company to let that happen? How can you allow your talent to still work in an uncomfortable environment to where even if they say the wrong thing, they might not get the push anymore. They might not get the title that they were promised. They might not get the feud that they want. They might not get that big breakout payday that they've wanted. They have to walk through eggshells because of one man in particular that runs this company that is too stubborn and senile to understand the severity of the situation. So let me be clear. What?
Oh my! I just tweet, even though it was retweeted from like 3 hours ago, but I don't know if you read this. So this came from rumor has it on the Observer. The Wrestling Observer. I'm not does listen to it. Rumor has it on the Observer that Brian Alvarez said that WWE did not like the COVID results they got back from the Raw, and having those talents retested. That's why because the Raw taping tonight, which was supposed to take place tonight.
What you're telling me is that they're retesting everybody because he didn't like the original test that came out that over possibly 30 people have tested positive. That's kind of what you're saying? Of course.
Yeah. Kind of. They're hoping for like there's some people who
they are willing to manipulate reality to make the results that they want. Can you believe how? Boy, let me tell you something, dude. If AEW was doing this shit right now, oh my lord, I wouldn't hear the end of it. I would not hear the end of it from people if AEW was doing this shit.
Oh,
hell, even New Japan to a certain degree, if they were doing this. If they were doing the things that WWE was doing, oh my lord, you wouldn't hear the end of it. But because it's WWE, there comes the damage control. There comes the spin. There comes the goalposts moving from contrarians and trolls and drones that want to be the ones to say, you know what? If I lick this boot hard enough, maybe they'll retweet my tweet. If I eat this boot hard enough, maybe they'll notice me and try to put me on their television show. I feel sorry for you people because you people can't be approached. You people cannot be reasoned with at this point. You people cannot understand the severity of what's going on right now. You are willing to make this a company war, you stupid sons of bitches. You understand me? It's not a company war. It is a life and death situation that everybody should be taking heed to. You dummies. I'm sorry I have to be saying it like this, but there's really no way to talk to you guys at this point. You guys simply don't want to reason with reality. And if the WWE is willing to go through these tapings by doing another test of these results, what if the tests come back the same, if not greater? Did they ever think of that?
Yeah, it does, because then that would just make them look even more fucking stupid.
Holy shit.
And they'll still continue doing that because they think they're hot shit. But in hindsight, they
are fucking idiots.
A tweet from the Matman Pro Wrestling Podcast. So, guess we'll talk about. Dream days in WE are numbered. Was told by two totally separate sources.
Yeah, from what I hear, there's a couple releases coming this week.
I didn't want to bring it up, but I did see the tweet from Sean Ross Sapp, who everyone knows my history with that dude, but He did. He did.
But can I be honest? I'd take Sean Ross up every day of the fucking week over that fucking shit stain of a fucking what do you call? As we just said, fucking Mark, fucking simp, known as Ryan into the WWE. Fuck that guy.
Ryan.
I mean, they both
with their roster. Basically, this weekend is the weekend where a lot of talent, like Ligario and Jack Gallagher and Travis Banks, they're just a start. Like there's going to be a lot of others being released. That's basically what better late than never, right? Better late than never. But it's like, dude, it's like don't try to look. I know how this works. Like I've dabbled into this business for a while I was on hiatus. But the thing of the matter is that look. Every company, not just WWE, but every company in particular, they like to dump their bad news on weekends like Fridays and Saturdays, so that way it doesn't get much attention compared to, say, a Monday or a Tuesday. So that way they can just, sweep it under the rug. Which is kind of stupid because of the severity of, first of all, the speaking out allegations, and two, this pandemic. So all eyes are on WWE irregardless. So say a Velveteen Dream does get released tonight. It's going to be a huge news that carries all the way to the weekend. And look, if he does get released, that gives some credence to the allegations against him. Because look, we all know the allegations that came out of him a month and a half ago. We all know about the allegations that came out against him a month and a half ago. But I was always saying, like I've been saying, innocent until proven guilty. Not to say I don't listen to the stories, and not to say I understand the pain that they were going through, that they possibly went through. But I'm not going to convict somebody because I don't have any substantial evidence yet. If I'm given it, I will agree. And so if Velveteen Dream does get released this weekend, if not tonight, it shows that was irrefutable proof that he was involved in certain allegations against him that he will not be employable anywhere else. You get what I'm saying? So look that this company does not give a shit about their talent. They don't give a shit about their employees because they're guilting them to work these tapings, whether you're positive or not. And they don't want to sweat. If this am and my Twitter, as in at Hakeem is winning, you already know how I am with this, but I'm gonna be on them, bro, because I feel like people's lives should not be risked in the name of professional wrestling. It's not an essential business, ladies and gentlemen. You can survive wrestling for a while this is going on. There are other things you can be doing, quite frankly. I'll tell you straight up right now, if I still wasn't doing ACW, I probably would have stopped really following wrestling a long time ago. So you have ACW to thank for that. But I'm getting close to that point personally to where, and I've been contemplating it for a while, to where I think I'm starting to outgrow it. And not just because of what's been happening this week for the past 2 or 3 weeks or a month now. I just am starting to realize that this business is dying. It's dying right in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, in real time. You can have all these independent wrestling marks come up to your Twitter and tell you, "Oh, it's thriving. It's getting better than it's ever been, dude." It's all cope. It's dying. This business right now is sinking down further and further with no end in sight. And this company, the company leader, WWE, is leading that forefront. Plain and simple. And hopefully, I'm sorry, what? Oh, that's what I'm saying. But, and I just want to say to the workers, I hope everyone is safe. And if you guys really are concerned about this, don't work. Don't work the tapings. I'm telling you right now, don't work these tapings. You'll be better off for it. Be safe out there. If you're sick, stay home and wear a mask, or wash your hands. Do what you need to do to take the precaution, the procedures of caution of trying to avoid this disease that's spreading around this country, let alone this world. Don't work these tapings. If you don't feel uncomfortable, don't work these tapings. Grow a goddamn spine and tell Vince and these people to fuck off. I have enough money and security that I don't need to work these tapings. Tell them that.
Well, can I pause everyone? An email got leaked from WWE.
From who?
I put it in the business from a WWE superstar. Put it in the business of the Discord, okay?
I did not see this.
But no, all that
Hmm.
comments, please, gentlemen.
Oh well. I'm honestly out of all the workers in WWE, Mustafa Ali, when he speaks nothing but facts. So with this, I don't know. I think he can mean anything at this point, but I think if my gut feeling is telling me, I think he's had enough. I had enough of the BS. I mean, despite what's going on, I mean, last year, even before he got injured, he was for a big break, and then now he's back. None. So I think with this combining with this pandemic, I think it's at the point he's. I think it's at the point he's at his breaking point.
And we all know how Mustafa Ali, by the way, is very vocal when it comes to issues. This man is proud of his family. He's proud. He talks about he talks about all issues, from Black Lives Matters to the COVID to everything. So for him to make these really condemns the Fed here.
Or
Like it
or maybe he's one
condemns
of the
them.
people that are rumored to be positive too, and he's just like, fuck it, I'll just tweet about my frustrations.
Okay, I've got nothing else.
You know.
Man, let me tell you something. I know the WWE drones, the Stan accounts. I know all of those things are probably on the loop, just prepared to tweet whatever filthy hot garbage is gonna pop out of their keyboards. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, you ain't gonna get a retweet. You ain't gonna get a like. Because quite honestly, it don't really matter. I literally got a response fucking McDonald's talking about where I was like shitting on their ranch sauce and they fucking commented on my shit.
I didn't even know that happened.
That's true. That's true.
And
McDonald's barbecue is
that
shit.
was the best
McDonald's
laugh I
barbecue
got.
is shit. All right, Zahaya and Jay, you understand me? It's shit.
It is.
Hey look,
Yes.
hey look, hey look, hey look, Jay and Zahaya, y'all can get mad at me all you want, but McDonald's commented on me.
There you go.
So
Yeah. Sahaya, especially for saying barbecue sauce is the nicest. You disgusting human being for saying that.
All I
You have
gotta
no
say-
taste whatsoever.
Sweet and sour or bust. That's all it is to it.
Sweet chili. The sweet chili is nice. Sweet chili, when you get the cheese
You-
products. I like the.
you
sweet
know the
chili
Rick,
sauce.
you know the Rick and Morty, but we getting off topic here. Make the point that it don't really matter what you say. You're screaming this empty void that's known as the bigger person who's now profound knowledge upon us. Ain't nobody here to help anybody. Everybody's selfish to their own degree. You just got to admit, and this company is selfish as hell. Fooling yourselves. And honestly, you be making a jackass out of yourself. Look, all the shit you can give AEW and New Japan and all those companies, guess what they have done? They take the COVID seriously. Japan took COVID seriously. And guess what? Now they feel comfortable enough to actually shows. But then,
Measures in.
even that,
Matches and all that.
that's
To see who is the first WWE and defies him, because someone will defy him.
I hope it's just a stick in their craw, just a bit more.
You would think, though, right? I mean, someone eventually is gonna have to say, "Dude, enough."
Someone needs
Well,
to take a stand for
well,
those superstars.
let me be fair here, and I don't mean to say this out loud, but
You're not wrong for
this might go in. Again, someone had to, and I got plenty of bullets.
Not the only one, dude.
I mean, we're all shooting if we're being
Well, well, that being said, we're almost getting close to the question and comment section here eventually, but we do have one more topic that did break out, I believe, last night, and I'm telling you, like, it broke out. As I stated earlier in the newscast, apparently former Impact World Champion and former Impact Knockouts Champion Tessa Blanchard has been effectively terminated from Impact Wrestling last night, and she has been stripped of the world title. And as I alluded to earlier on the newscast as well, she was going to be a part of the 5-way match at Slammiversary coming up in about 2 weeks, as a matter of fact. But that obviously is going to change. Michael Elgin also fired today, so that means that match is going to have to change, in particular with 2 of those participants now gone from Impact. I will go ahead this article here on Forbes. As you can see here, Impact Wrestling has terminated after several wrestlers came forward with allegations of bullying and racism. From a talent standpoint alone, Blanchard's termination should make her the top free agent in pro wrestling, even amongst a historically rich class following WWE's massive layoffs in response to COVID-19. Despite her supreme talent while entering the prime of her career at age 24, Blanchard is a polarizing figure within the pro wrestling community. Many of the women who spoke out against Blanchard were former colleagues of the now former Impact World Champion. Complaints against Blanchard ranged from her mistreatment of co-workers to allegedly racist remarks. And uncertain free agent market, as neither industry-leading promotions AEW and WWE are looking to spend big money at this moment. And that's basically where that resides with that. So, if you go further into PW Insider's report, the rumor would failed to send Impact Wrestling some promos to hype up the world title match at Slammiversary, and that once that occurred, Impact decided to terminate the contract and just let both sides go their separate ways. So, once again, another Impact World Champion is let go of the company while champion, and the lineage continues for that title of controversy and disappointment. So, look, anyone that's anyone in the wrestling business, whether you're a fan or a wrestler, you know who Tessa Blanchard is. I think we are all accustomed to who Tessa is at this point.
Yes.
Now, look, I said it 2 years ago. Maybe not on Twitter, but I was telling certain people somewhere that when she debuted for Impact the week that she did, I said that Tessa was only going to be there to rehabilitate her image. That's all she was there for. She was never a long-term prospect for Impact, especially during those times. She was there to simply refresh her public image, which had been damaged prior anyways, if you know her past history and allegations against her. She was basically there on Impact, basically to rehabilitate herself. So that way, when her contract came up, like right now at this very moment, she would be a attractive free agent to WWE and now AEW. And to be fair, it was working. To be quite honest, it was working. She became Impact Knockouts champion for a short while, and then obviously the Impact World Champion, which caused a lot of ire from a lot of people. But the day that she was supposed to win the world title, allegations did start to come back from her past regarding her tactics of bullying and even racism. And I remember those which ranged from like Priscilla Kelly to Allison Kay to Chelsea Green to a lot of women wrestlers, prominent ones at that, that saw Tess as somebody that wants to champion women's wrestling, but has been one of the detriments to said women's wrestling, and that really scarred her title win and title reign ever since. And now Impact has decided to cut her off this week as of last night. So, look, with Tessa, she's a head case. I'm just gonna put. She is very obnoxious, quite frankly. The rumors of Tessa using her status and her third generation connections as a Blanchard to get certain connections here and there. Now, granted, I'm not saying that Tessa wasn't talented. Anyone that's watched Tessa throughout the years knows that she is a talented individual in terms of in the ring and her promos as well. But the person behind that is the reason Tessa finds herself in a predicament. Because let's be honest, she's let go from Impact, and people at AEW will pick her up. I don't think so. To be quite frankly, I don't think so. At least not yet. I think with AEW, they don't want the headache of Tessa to sully their whole positivity brand. And a lot of women that work in AEW are aware or have worked with Tessa in the past and know that they do not want to work with her
And
don't like her, period. And I think you can also say that for WWE as well, in the sense that if you've heard past rumors of Tessa angering certain higher-ups in WWE, and the fact that she was allegedly rumored to have leaked the Mae Young Classic results from the tapings to Dave Meltzer when she was told that she was going to lose the first round to Kairi Sane. So WWE doesn't have a love lost with them as well. And obviously Ricochet being there in their history and the fact that they don't get along either as well, that's also going to play a factor of that. So right now, you would think a talented free agent like Tessa would be pretty much geared for a main event role or like some sort of prominent mainstream role in either AEW or WWE, but I don't think that's going to happen. As I can see, Joseph Matthews on the chat here, I almost forgot. Yeah, she was let go from Stardom as well. Stardom isn't fond of her as well either. She was sent home for behavior.
Oh yeah, I did hear about
Stardom
that a little bit.
Stardom sent her home for disciplinary behavior as well in the past. So right now, an Impact has just fired her, and that was probably her best bet in terms of some sort of prominent promotion, semi-prominent promotion, to where she could be able to be a key player. She couldn't help herself. So, and right now also, with the COVID-19 situation going on right now, no one's hiring at the moment. So Tessa right now is kind of fucked. I'm going to be honest with you folks. Because really, where is she going to go? Does a promotion bite the bullet and take her anyways because of how much of a talent she is? But the headaches on top of that, will they bite the bullet or do they say no? We're not going to bring in somebody that is a literal locker room cancer into the promotion. So, I mean, I know a lot of you guys will have your words, but listen, at the end of the day, Tessa, like I said, she's a head case. Like, she said some things that were out of pocket, and she was confronted about that. And it's going to be her and her alone that is going to end up ruining a potential career for herself. Because anyone that is a owner of a big-time promotion would be like, oh, Tessa Blanchard, she's a free agent? No brainer. But now you've got a problem now to where her past is going to be her folly. And it seems like she hasn't learned from it, from this termination. So, anyways, you guys can go into it. But Tessa Blanchard is gone from Impact, and I don't see her being in a company of prominence for a while.
Oh, I would definitely have to go last for this.
I'm going to let Jamal. I legit just want to say the floor is Jamal's on this because I know where Jamal's going to go on.
Yeah.
Here's what's annoying about Chad, truthfully. One fucking great wrestler. She's really good in the fucking ring. Can I be clear?
Yeah.
She is a really good wrestler. Problem is, she's got a piece of shit attitude, as Hakeem just said. She's a head case. And by the way, I do not blame Impact for firing her. I take Impact's side on it fully. The management team. If you're not promoting them and you're not doing your due diligence, even though you're staying home, then you deserve to be good on Impact on that one. But this, obviously, there'll be the links with AEW, because of her father being there in Tully. But so for all I care, she can, she can waste away for a while, in my opinion, anytime soon. And it serves her right. I ain't got any sympathy on this. I'm gonna be honest. She's your own fucking phone hole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Jamal go. Jamal, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, actually, Raiden. Head.
Well, I'm at two minds. I mean, take away all the COVID stuff or whatnot. Like, we all know WWE wants to get, despite all the behavioral problems, because Nia Jax is still part of the company, so there you go. But yeah. Um, Lord knows on how they push Charlotte nowadays, but if you want to go to another scenario, AEW, that's where it is. But now we go to a realist moment. You have one of the most talented female wrestlers in wrestling. Problem is, she has the most nastiest attitude. No one wants to contain her. If I was, I don't know, if I was her, I would go to therapy, get something to like. Maybe I've had a silver spoon in my mouth. I have worked hard, but I've used those connections to make me relevant. And maybe that's the perfect way to get her head on straight, so she could be a better worker backstage. Because we've all heard stories. We've all heard how much of a brat she is.
I mean, look at that day on look at that day on Rebellion Day when all the stories came out. We all saw it on social media. Was crazy. By the way, just a quick heads up.
Yes, I am. I'm waiting for y'all to be done.
I just got DM'd off someone.
Go ahead.
Got DM'd, of Charles, who we rape all the time.
Yeah.
He says he wants to say something about Tessa.
Honestly, I'm a let. He might as well let.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take it. Okay.
Trust me.
Go
ahead and finish. Go ahead, please.
Alright. I think the more realistic approach for her is to check herself into therapy. Like, conference call, blah 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 blah, that jazz. Talk to someone, get to the root of the problem. So she won't too much. And I can't lie to you. The first time I knew about her, I knew it. I knew there was something I didn't like about her. First time she's grown to be one of the best. But sadly, that was all a facade of her being nasty and doing whatever she wants. But the fact of the matter is that you just didn't want to comply to things that Impact basically said to you, and just say fuck off. Yeah, that's when I lose all respect, because you don't want it. You don't. You just want someone to just take everything for granted and just expect things to get. That's not how life works. No matter who your family is and their lineage, you gotta work just as hard. I easily say she's worked for what she has on a leg. Even though half of the time he's earned his place. With Tessa, I don't know. Is that the point where are you really going to work hard, or are you just going to have that silver spoon in your mouth every single time you want an opportunity? So her, it's like she hopes she gets help with her issue. Because if anyone comes higher and she still does that, it's going to be a. That's all it is to it. So she gets her shit together. If not, kick rocks then. Oh well. Get your bed.
And now for the part everyone's been waiting for, in a sense.
It's time to really out the way. So
Jamal has waited for this for months.
Forgive me for this, but I'm about to go on a Hakeem rant of my own.
Oh, well then.
Listen, I know from the background Jamal's waiting for this for months, so go ahead, Savage. The floor is yours. Brace yourself in the chat.
You might want to put the women and children to bed.
Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
I won't deny any secrets on my end. I found her talented interesting. Maybe there was something about her that I found promising, and maybe I found her attractive. But that's a whole another conversation that I don't need because there's been jokes made about that one. But as time goes on and I learn more about the stories around her, it kind of just sinks in a bit that she clearly hasn't up as a person. She has not realized that you can't do certain things that you've done in the past and expect people to just take. That's bullshit. That's honest to goodness bullshit. So when I see her winning the Impact World title amongst all the racist nations, I'm just Tessa. Not Tessa, Impact. What are y'all doing? Do y'all not realize that there are potential disastrous consequences at your hand? Not even consequences. People who are going to line up to make sure that Tessa gets gunned down. Not literally. It's like, no. Don't give this girl a world title. She hasn't really grown up. She hasn't proved to anybody, man, that she's matured yet. And lo and behold, the whole her spitting and dropping the N-word, and it's like, oh God, this can't. And I know people who are big Tessa fans that aren't exactly too happy with that, or have kind of kept his mind mutual. I'm not going to name drop because, in all honesty, I like the guy, and I'm not going to do that to him. And no, let's not trash their work because Lord knows that company has tried its best to keep itself afloat for so long. And I'm not going to thrash them and because they decided to put it on a person who they shouldn't have put it on. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, though, is say, Tessa Blanchard, that's the most politest way I can put it. I don't care if she is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Her attitude, her personality, the way she's conducted herself, WWE, and any company that would even remotely bother considering signing her.
Did Jamal just cut out?
I believe he did.
I think
He broke his back.
I think Jamal ran it too much to where the mic broke, man. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, Jamal, disconnect and connect back in, bro.
I think you have a bro crashed on him.
All right, well, while Jamal figures that, while
oh my god, that's
pretty goddamn great. But while Jamal, it probably was Tessa. Probably she hacked into Jamal's server and just got him the fuck out of here.
Oh, don't say that. That's good. Don't say that. For the love of God, don't say that. That's gonna make him.
Yeah.
Oh. Jesus.
Does he even realize that?
I don't think. Can you disconnect?
Yeah, let me see here. Let me
see
here. Disconnect. And then he'll come back.
Yeah.
There you go. Jamal, you good?
There it is.
Yeah, I'm good. I got cut off for some
reason. Line, dude.
Yeah, we just.
Tessa Blanchard stands must be pissed off at me at this point.
Tessa said, boy, you put on too many sentences against me now. You done here? That's what Tessa's trying to get at you, man.
Let me shorten this up for everyone here. Tessa's an idiot. She should know better. Plain and simple.
They're gonna try to kill Jamal by the end of this weekend, man. Watch. But look, at the end of the day, look, with Tessa Blanchard, look, whatever, if she doesn't get to the point where she needs to get to then that's completely on her at that point. Because like at some point, you can't keep excusing consistent, repeated bad behavior, especially one that can, poison your entire philosophy, your entire company, or people within your company. You just can't have that. So, do I think Tess is done with professional wrestling? No, I don't think so, because as long as she has connections and she has the talent, she'll be around in some fashion. But do I see her being in any prominent company for the time being? I don't. I just don't. I might be wrong. I may be wrong, but I just don't. I don't see it personally. But so
You can't censor me, you crimson chin.
that shit is sharp, man. That shit is built like a sculpture.
Seriously,
Look.
her chin has more strength than
Oh,
Witherspoon's
shit.
chin.
Ooh.
Are they gonna sword fight? Are they gonna like chin fight or something?
Look.
That'd be crazy.
Chin have equal rights by now.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I can't really top that, can I? I mean, that is what it is, But
Again, shots have always been fired.
Newscast. That's what we do here. But I mean, especially in particular this week. This is like, I keep saying it, but 2020 is going to be one of the craziest years I've ever witnessed. Clearly, it already is. Not just in wrestling, but in life in general, dude. It's just been a year, and we're only halfway done.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part. We're only halfway done into the year. We don't even know what else is going to come up next. Like it feels like January was forever, a long time ago. So I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, crazy.
I do. Before we get to the questions and comments, you guys do want to send your question and comments. You guys can send it on the chat room, and I will answer and the people in the guest room can answer it as well when we get them. But I do want to mention too, because there's been a lot of crazy news in wrestling this week. I did forget to mention that Chikara also closed down this week as well. In any other different week, I would have made Chikara's closing a different a topic, but obviously we've had breaking news throughout the past 72 hours, if it seems like. But yeah, Chikara has indeed closed down. Mike Quackenbush made the statement, I believe, on Tuesday on Twitter that he is shutting down Chikara and the Wrestle Factory. Mike Quackenbush himself has been accused with certain allegations as it pertains to speaking out as well. So a lot of the talent in Chikara have left, so pretty much it's done for the foreseeable future. There was a rumor that Chikara was going to be one of the promotions that were going to be a part of the tiered system of the WWE Network. That was a rumor for a while. That's obviously not going to be the case now. But yeah, Chikara. With the closing of Chikara, Ring of Honor now basically being like a Sinclair-owned brand, CZW at its last legs. IWA, MS, Mid-South no longer being what it used to be. And MLW not active at the moment.
Oh, fuck them. Fuck IWA Mid-South, by the way.
No, but it feels like we're witnessing the end of the golden era of independent wrestling. It feels like to me with everything that's transpired. If you really think of the trifecta, CZW, Ring of Honor, and Chikara really was what it was for a nice decade and a half. You can remember people like the Colony, and you can remember Princess Kimberly, Hello Wicked, those, Colt Cabana was there for a while too as well, Drew Gulak. You remember those type of talents in Chikara, and the fact now that it's been taken down because of allegations, some of them have been verified as such. It seems like independent wrestling is never going to be the same. I think it already hasn't been the same for quite a while, but I think this definitely is going to be... It's something, you know what I'm saying? It's something to witness. But yeah, Chikara closing down, if anybody wants to address that. But Chikara is completely finished for the time being.
What is there to say? It's one of an indie feds in a sense. Back when PWG all that was a thing. The Chikara shutting down. Let me be clear. They dropped off in the past, back during during the BDK and all that, when they had Claudio who was about to leave and all that. It was super, super hot there. But like, I mean, we should have maybe seen this coming because didn't Drew Gulak's brother get called out months ago? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Drew Gulak's brother got called out for real bad.
I remember that.
Oh man.
So like, the warning sign was there, ladies and gentlemen. I feel about the trainees. I hope they do get work once this clears up. Like, there's still an indie company, in my opinion, which is doing independent wrestling, which is MLW. I consider a hybrid indie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about pure independent American wrestling company, GCW. I hope they do them, and the ones which are connected off them.
They returned.
I know, but like the way they set it all up, they had the social distance seats, they sanitized the ring. It was like really well done. Like, I've ordered the July wrestling one.
Oh, I can't wait.
And it'll be interesting to see how they do it. But like, yeah, it can be fun. And if you fucked up, looks like it looks bad, real bad. With the amount of people I've seen speak up. Also, it does. Also, I know one of the main speak up was a girl got screwed over when they did the tour with Fight Club Pro. Like, if you've seen it here in the UK, we've talked. About the wrestlers, Guru and Banks, both being. But talk about the UK infrastructure, our independent scene. For one, I want to make that clear.
I think NXT UK is on borrowed time. I think even before the allegations, I think
they're done. I think they're done.
I've heard that similar sentiment too, but I even before the allegations, I've been just hearing that NXT UK have not been able to have the same projections that they had prior. But now, with the allegations, especially with the number of people that are involved in that brand, I think there's going to be moves to start de-emphasizing on NXT UK. If it was emphasized anyways, I think a lot of the talent that are going to be released will be released, and then I think the brand is eventually going to go away. Because the entire objective of NXT UK was simply to make sure World of Sport didn't get off the ground, which it did, unfortunately. But now that that's been done, now it's simply just another WWE brand that's just holding talent that you're not going to use or that you're not using, that don't need to be there if you're not going to use them. And now with these allegations that are just piling up from against various talent in that organization, in that brand in particular, I think its days are numbered. I think you'll sometime in the next month, once everything calms down, I think you're going to start seeing less new NXT UK episodes. I think you're going to see certain talent from the released, and I think it's just going to go by the wayside. I think it's getting close to being finished. And thank God, and I don't want to say thank God, but I hope this pandemic has, spared us from NXT Japan too. So, I don't see any expansion of NXT in a while.
No, well, that was never going to work. But we've seen changes to it. I know there's been some allegations against ICW. I know they're going to be possibly going through a change. Can I be clear? Let's talk about the big one. Well, that's Scotland. The big one in England. Which became the main WWE star.
Progress.
They had a change. Progress. In the main. Progress when it was cool. Can I be clear?
Yeah.
The early chapters when it was cool. Then they became a WWE spot. I'll still say it. It's why Jim Smalley left that company because.
Oh yeah.
You may not be his biggest fan, but there was and also here's another thing. We now see we know they've gone for a management change. They've gone for a full management.
Mm-hmm.
John Briley, who was one of the main, I'm going to get on to the first. If we're talking about the original Free Smoke, John Briley stepped stepped away because he's actually going through an operation. By the way, I'm not saying these guys, with some of the, speaking out allegations, please don't paint these guys as, saints. Like, they do have to show, over the issues with Jimmy Havoc, David Starr and all that. Can I be on? Like, they do have to take, flack. But like John Browley statement earlier this week where he's talked about, I'm going through an operation. So I have to, what do you call it? I have to,
fuck, I forgot.
I have to, like he said that as an operation. And then here's another. And then if we have to get onto the like they've restructured now, and like it's like this is the new structure of Progress Wrestling League. James Amiel, who professes a wealth of experience and talent. Vicky Haskins, yes, Mark Haskins' wife, Vicky Haskins. She's now a part of you. Lucy Cave, Michael I believe has a few issues, not, speaking out issues. He was originally going to be in, but he stepped away from it because he's dealing with some issues. Okay? I don't think they're speaking out allegations to him because I've not seen anything about that break. I think it's some issues with other people. Okay? But, like, I'm just going to be honest. I've waited this fuck up, but I'm gonna bury him right now, cause this fucking needed burying for a long ass time. Stan Glenn Joseph. Fuck him. He's a cunt. He was the one who fucking got me to the fucking Fed, and may he go and rot in hell. And I mean this truthfully. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm happy for progressing a little bit. Because now they can go back to being what they lost their identity. Can I be clear?
Time.
Oh, yeah.
They lost their identity a long time ago. And that is why I'm very, I'm very happy. It's Greg Joseph, but, you know the guy I'm on about. Am I allowed to say that? For UK. He's the one who I also blame for fucking missing out on most of the issues. To the... Because you're supposed to be the guy, on the floor, produce... Like, he can go and fucking rot. Truthfully.
You know what? In hindsight now, I'd much rather be a Pete Dunne than a Dave.
Oh, not without a doubt.
I'd much rather be a sellout than a sexual assaulting piece of shit.
I agree.
Pete Dunne looks far better compared to most people. Because if the worst thing he did was selling out, then quite frankly, I'll take selling out over, letting people be sexually assaulted and raped underneath my name.
To be fair, even if you don't like Dunne, you've got to give it thing. Listen, it just says it all though. When I've got that statement, from John Browley, he was diagnosed with a medical condition, which has put him in the hospital, and he was having, and by the way, he's having surgery this week. And you have all the independent wrestlers, everyone in the tweeting, saying get healthy and all that. Like they're actually taking, sympathy to him, even though you could. Issues. Doesn't that really show you which out of the remaining owners is the real fucking guilty one? Like, doesn't it?
Of course.
Fuck you if you can burn.
Well, look, at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of promotions, obviously a lot of wrestlers that are going to go down because of these things. That's just going to be the nature taking its course. And I think, with Progress, I've been off the Progress train for a while anyways, but, Progress has been always considered be the punk rock of wrestling, and yet, it's very punk rock for you to sell out for the almighty dollar for a company that does a lot of things that are against your supposed thesis of professional wrestling, and now you're harboring a lot of sexual assault victims and sexual assaulters themselves. I mean, what did you expect the end game was going to be at the end of the day? You know, everyone thought like WWE was going to kill the UK scene, and you know, don't get me wrong, they had a hand in it, but at the end of the day, the UK scene ended up killing themselves. That's the reality of it.
Oh no! Oh, you can do.
Like, hey, kid, I know you live there, but I mean, you would know more than I would in that vicinity. But I
The UK scene's never going to be the same. It's never going to. Like, I'll speak out on this. Ladies and gentlemen, UK independent wrestling is never going to be the same. Like, I don't even know. Here's the truth. I'll be honest. You don't see the releases this week, okay? The Jack Gallagher one fucking hurt. You know, if I like this guy is a legit piece of shit. Can I be clear? Cool. Here's the deal. The town I live in was legit where Jack Gallagher started his... Legit. I come from the town where Jack Gallagher started his independent wrestling career. And I've seen him grow, you know, to when he got that... I was even at the show where he did, you know, his final appearance, you know, for the show. Mm-hmm. Where he announced, you know, he got the WWE.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And to see him get outed, like, fuck you! You blew that shit. Go fuck yourself. Because numerous fucking wrestlers have come out and fucking, you know, had a go at him. Female and male over racism as well. Amir Jordan.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amir Jordan came out and fucking... Like, if you saw that tweet, that man is done for. And then, as it comes then to try... Oh, no, I mean this with every little bit of...
I might have to join you with that one, actually. That one hurt me.
Yeah, I mean this with every bit of venom. Fuck Travis Banks!
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Well...
Oh, and by the way, I'm going to go off WWE for a minute. I need to... I'm supposed to have got into this, but ladies and gentlemen, Marty Scurll is fucking dumb for, in my opinion.
About Marty. I knew I forgot someone.
Oh,
Marty
God.
Scurll is dumb for. He is fucking dumb for.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna shoot. He's dumb for.
You think so?
Like, dude, let me explain. If unless someone lied, can I be clear? Unless, you know, the girl lied, I put it to you. Yes, the legal age is different. Can I be clear?
Yeah.
Here in the UK, you can't be with someone you're 16. Trust me, I think it can be openly clear. I think it's a fucked up law, but the law's the law. You can be with someone who's 16.
I'm about to be 30 years old, bro. What the fuck? I wouldn't even be with an 8. I wouldn't even be with an 18-year-old, my dude. You understand me?
Dude, I'm 25 now. But here's the deal. It's like this. You say you did it, you know, if you say you did it consensually, which is let me be clear, it's right, but it's legal if you say that. But the fact that she says she's drunk, you understand?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
How could there be consent if they're drunk? Happy. Which then puts it in the category of, I hate to say it, it goes in the 4-letter word starting with an R.
Hey, if she or he did not consent, then that is what that is. Like, there's no there's no exemption. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse for that. Like, if they did not consent, if they didn't verbally consent to you that it's cool, then it is what that is. What Hick is implying. And look, when Marty, and I knew I forgot about Marty while I was talking about the speaking out thing, but look, he just became the head booker of Ring of Honor, one of the more popular figures in independent wrestling, part of the elite and all that. Who knows? I don't know, man. That one's gonna be interesting.
I let me be clear. Do I wish it wasn't true? I'll be clear.
Yeah.
Can I be clear? Like, I'll be fair. I've looked at a few of these cases, and I've been like straight away, like, I on this because Jamal's been in the calls with me, and I've come out and I stated there's some of these cases, you know, they're speaking out. Like, I believe most of them. Can I be
Right.
honest? But I have come out and said there's 2 cases which I am iffy on. One which I think you'll see is going to be, you know, the
Right.
Matt Riddle case. The Matt Riddle case is because I'm seeing people take up for both sides, and also the way Riddle's acting on Twitter, you know, is like you know, dead chill. Like he's acting like this is no big deal, and I'm going to, you know, like I'm very confident because he's acting like his normal self. If you, even though he's, you know, been
I mean, he
accused
doesn't
by
clear
that
him of anything,
female.
but you're right in that sense that like he's acting like this won't be of an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he said because he responded that she has been stalking me, if I remember correctly. Which may also very well be true because the way he acted, I'd be acting like that if it was, you know, a dead damning thing. You understand?
Right.
Right.
And then I'll be honest. I may get some looks here, but I'm just gonna be. I think the one who came out and accused Jordan Devlin, even though that one had the photo of bruising. I'll tell you why I called that. Why right here? Let me be clear. Definitely support the thing. I'm not like, you know, like I'm not going to be on here, you know, saying, "Oh my God, it seems like I'm trying to defend potential." I'm going to call out stuff which seems, you know, foul. Am I allowed to be clear? The Jordan Devlin one seems. I'll be honest. It seems like a character assassination by the woman. Because here's the deal: if you were his ex-girlfriend, you know, who came up with those actions, you would have been backed up. Because here's the thing: we usually we would take, you know, associates, you know, like loved ones and all that to the show. Would we not? Here's the deal. You would have seen, especially in the Irish community, because I saw it from Debbie Carey. He had a go at Scotty Davis, you know, over his accusation. But you would have seen other independent wrestlers who probably would have known Jordan Devlin's ex-girlfriend, by the way.
Yeah.
Speak up for her. Have any of them spoken up for her? You know, even though she released those photos. But bruises can be faked if you know how to do makeup correctly. It's well known. It's well known. I don't want to be, you know, rude or anything, but it's well known. So, like,
everything that you done.
I mean, I remember WWE back in 1999 did a storyline that based, you know, where a female was faking bruises. Because I remember one of the first VHSs I had was Unforgiven. They did it with one of the headbang. His wife was faking, you know, being domestically abused. Yeah, FYI, if you didn't know about that storyline. Feels, you know, appropriate to be speaking about that now. During these times. I just think, how do you put it? I think it if other wrestlers, you know, would have come back to rope, then I think Devin will be in trouble. Obviously, we need more. But if there was one which I really thought was, you know, a character assassination, and one where I thought, yeah, this guy, I don't believe is guilty, it'd be that one. People can flame me for just my opinion.
Well,
I mean, you're not the only one, to be honest with you. I mean, I kind of feel that way when it comes to Trent Seven and South. It's like, when I checked out that case, something's off. So, you're definitely not wrong on that. And if I can interject one person. Travis Banks, you broke my heart, man. You broke my damn heart.
Never meet your heroes. That's the saying, isn't it?
I've been very clear on that, man. these wrestlers are not your friends, man. Just love them for the work they put in the ring, and that's it. And keep it moving. When you get too attached to them outside of wrestling in the ring, you're gonna be disappointed. There's just really no way to put it in that regard. But look, let's get to the question and answers section of the chat. And I know a lot of people.
If you don't mind, should I stay for this, or should I?
I mean, you can.
I'll
you can
stay.
I
I'll stay.
Because
Commentary to do. I'll stay for. I'll stay for 30.
I'm about
Okay.
to. That was probably around the time I was going to end, anyways. But yeah, anyone in the chat
I'll probably.
anyone in the chat that has any questions, you can ask us, and we'll answer to the best of our abilities. So we'll give you guys like maybe a couple of moments to just kind of get your questions in the chat. As SmackDown is still going on right now, yeah.
Oh, really?
Who gives a
Well, I
fuck
don't.
about
I'm just saying
SmackDown?
that like they're doing this whole bullshit with Taker and the whole tribute shit, and it's like, dude, you know Taker's coming back. You know what I mean? It's like Taker will be back. So doing all this bullshit to cover the fact that you don't have enough people to do a live show because of the whole COVID mess you got into, it comes off very transparent. You know what I'm saying? It comes off very cringe. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
Kiro, my man Kiro on the chat said, thoughts on Dr. Disrespect, the first man outside of WWE to feud with The Undertaker, being perma-banned from Twitch. Now, I'm aware of Dr. Yeah,
What
it
happened today?
And I'm not fully aware of Dr. I know who Dr. Disrespect is. I've heard of him before. I don't really know his content or stuff like that, so I'm not really sure what he got perma-banned from. I don't know if you guys maybe know what he got perma-banned for.
Oh, I believe I can chime in on that one.
Go ahead.
I kind of kept my eye on it.
Go ahead. What did you get banned for?
Apparently, quote unquote, he was banned because he was not. Apparently, violations of not doing a dumbass dance. That's literally the thing I'm seeing.
Really? What? Well, can I shoot on this? Because I'd see.
Hold on. Look, we gonna be here for like an hour if you shoot any further. So I'm gonna need you to slow down. Look, no one's actually. That's a reason that I saw on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, that's a bit hazy. But like, no one's found out why he got banned from Twitch. Meanwhile, you got a girl named.
Oh, Fuck that bitch! Fuck that bitch! Twitch is a disgrace. Even I'm going to call that out.
She's abusing animals on her stream. She's
fucking a cat. A cat. I own free cat.
Vodka.
That really. Let me be clear. I own pets. I have 2 dogs, and I love them. Like the world. So to see what she did to that fucking cat make my blood fucking boil. And Twitch have still not.
Well, you got things stinging.
Okay,
you know?
what did she specifically do? Because I'm out the.
Holy shit! Velveteen Dream before.
I did.
Bit back. He's been in a car accident today, and there's only just.
Oh shit!
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Sean Ross Sapp just released this. So so I'm putting.
Wait, what?
Well,
released from the hospital.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So he was probably one of the ones infected. Is what I'm probably guessing, right?
Question is, did he get accident?
See, when I heard you say
that is a very good question.
When I heard you say release, I thought release.
From what we, from a hospital. Like,
ooh.
Damn.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to follow up on that one. Actually,
by the way, I don't know what's happening on the Wrestling Observer newsletter, but from what Brian Alvarez posted, what we may, even though this newscast, you said Hakeem will probably, Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an all weeker. Am I allowed to say it?
Next week probably will be no different.
With the news.
Yeah, next week probably won't be any different.
This is going
Oh God! Someone asked about Ric Flair.
Oh, Ric Flair left! Ric Flair's gone from Florida, from what I've heard. That he's... you at the scene?
No,
he's
from
no longer there.
Tux Gohan, he asked, do you ever heard all the stories of Ric Flair exposing himself to all sorts of flight attendants, waitresses, and all unsuspecting people? I mean, yeah, going...
Plane ride from hell.
70s, 80s, you've heard all the stories about Ric Flair. I mean, not saying that it was right or anything, but it's been an open secret, if you will. I've known it since I was a kid, even, about Ric Flair's antics outside of the ring. Look, at the end of the day, you guys gotta understand, pro wrestling is built on immorality, to me. Like, pro wrestling has always been built on a lot of just scummy... degeneracy, if you want to call it that. Like, so when I hear people say that we're gonna be here to change the business, we're gonna be here, the people that are still left, they're gonna be the ones to lead the business to something forward. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be a Debbie Downer here, or a black pillar, if you will. But you're gonna have to dismantle the entire business, and no one's gonna do that anytime soon. The business is built on too many things for too many years, for too many decades, from too many people that have done things to where if you open that Pandora's box, you ain't gonna close it until you destroy the damn box itself. So I'm just warning all you guys that want to make change for the business. You've got your work cut out for you. And this speaking out thing that's going on, I'm all for it with terms of people that are speaking out that have actual legitimate stories about this. But you ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to take a lot more than this. And I hope it does, but I'm just not one of those guys that think it's going to, unfortunately. Let's see. Big Boy, Gaming 2824, asked, what do you think of Undertaker's career? Well, I mean, look, I've made it clear that Undertaker's my favorite wrestler of all time. He was my favorite wrestler as a kid. To me, he's the greatest gimmick of all time for the longevity and consistency that he had it. Undertaker will go down as one of the greatest of all time. That should not even be argued. It should not even really be a discussion. He will go down as one of the greatest of all time. He might very well be in that Mount Rushmore, that WWE Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, if you will, in my opinion. Taker, he's greater. I mean, with the exception to like a Hogan or a Rock or an Austin of that nature, Taker to me is like better than almost everybody else. Then, in that sense, he's better than Shawn. He's better than Brett. He's better than Triple H. Better than Cena, Batista, Orton. Name them. Or Taker beats them all. And I think, granted, he's gonna be back. Don't let the SmackDown right now. Don't let the SmackDown that's airing right now fool you. He'll be back. He's not really retired. He'll retire when the crowds come back. That's when he will officially retire. He's not gonna retire on a fucking match from the Boneyard or some shit like that. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna retire when the crowd comes back to retire him for him. That's what's gonna happen. But for the time being, he's going down as one of the greatest. And I don't think... And look, Taker didn't have the best matches at the end of his road and all that stuff. I get all that, but at the end of the day, dude, there's not many people you can remember from that era that has been from the 1990s. Hell, 2 years before I was even born when Taker debuted on Survivor Series. So I wasn't even born then. But to go from 1990 all the way to 2020, who can you say has done that of his caliber? No one. Really no one. Think about it. Really nobody. So Taker's he's a GOAT. He's one of the GOATs to me. I don't care what anyone says.
I agree with that.
Same.
Like, I'll be honest, Taker goes down on my Mount Rushmore, like, easily. From my era, like, I don't consider clear because I have someone else who does that, but Taker's, like, my second or third. Because the way he's evolutionized him during these eras, from when he debuted even before I was alive, to, like, the American, badass gimmick, to man again. And he kept the mystique, no matter which, version of Taker it was. You knew when the Undertaker... Like, you knew when he was in the ring.
Hey kid, when you were reporting about Velveteen Dream, did you report that he got into a car crash?
Yeah, car
Just
car
double
accident.
checking.
That's what Sean Rush said. He got into a car accident today and has been released from
Just
hospital.
double checking.
This is probably something you're probably going to see this tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Can I be clear?
Yeah, it's not looking good for dude, man. It just they might have to cut their losses with dude. That's just probably the way it's gonna have to be. Kiro asks, do you think Cody truly fears the Warhorse? Look, dude. Look, I'm aware of who the Warhorse is. I get the meme. Okay, I know who he is, dude. But I will say, like, I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I'm just tired of. Well, this is probably the reason why I've kind of fell off of the independent scene somewhat. I'm tired of the kind of the meta wrestlers, like the meme aspect of wrestling. It's like it's good when you do it in moderation, but when you continue to do it constantly to where it becomes the main attraction, it starts to lose its luster. And like, I don't say that people like Warhorse are shit or Danhausen or whatever his name is shit. I'm just saying that people want these people to be signed. It's like, for what, dude? It's like
no.
Like, and I know people gonna say Orange Cassidy. He's an exception. Like, let's not act like Orange Cassidy is the norm of wrestling. He's the exception to the rule. But at some point, you guys, like, fans got to quit pressuring companies to sign whoever they want to sign. They'll sign whoever they feel is fit for their company. Just because they don't sign who you want them to sign doesn't mean they're bad for it, or doesn't mean the person is bad for not being signed. It's just that things don't work out, period.
I want to say this, then quick on the Warhorse thing. I wouldn't mind if Cody, let me be clear, I don't want him signed, but I wouldn't be mind if Cody, did do a title defense against him. Can I be clear? On Dynamite. I wouldn't mind that.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't, but like, I don't want it to be where he's brought in and it's just like he's doing meme hits. Like, if you're gonna come in here for an open challenge, let it be an open challenge. Like, actually put the effort to really wrestle a match, like work a match, instead of like.
Well, he can work. He can work. I will say that.
If he's willing to do that, then I can give it a go. I can give it a go. I wouldn't mind him getting a chance. Tex Gohan, you think Joey Ryan's career is dead? Yeah. That
thing is.
That should be quite obvious.
I get that I'm one of the guests, but I've actually got a question. Because I've been waiting to get. By the way, Jamal says he has certain elements inspired.
What's up?
If you see if you watch Jamal, in COH, in DCA, in CCF.
Oh yeah.
There is something I want to say, and I want to get Hakeem's thoughts on this mainly. But ladies and gentlemen, what do we all make of the new tagline added to Extreme? Extreme Rules, the horror show.
Well,
I'm not fucking the horror show. Did you?
Well,
I shit you not. This ain't a joke.
I've seen
the ugly ass logo, but I've never seen the tagline.
The horror. Oh
yeah.
No.
They just asking for it at this point. That's all I'm.
Rules, the horror show. Legit, this is a real thing.
I guess WWE, for the first time in a long while, they're at least self-aware. So, I mean, you might as well wear the tagline and wear it to the best of your abilities, because you sure are doing that right now. So, I mean... But to your question, yes, I do think Joey Ryan is finished. I think he will no longer become a prominent figure in pro wrestling, and thank God. I've been hoping for that for 2 years now, and at least I got my wish, so...
Another thing is that there's not a damn thing he can do by forgiving everyone.
Oh no, he's fucked. There's no apology or statement he can make.
Yeah, he's bunker levels of fuck.
Yeah, there's no statement or apology that he can make to get everybody's trust back. There's just no way.
He's done
Yeah, he's
for.
done.
He's done for.
Jacob Baker, do you think that AEW will come out of this pandemic on a positive note? Well, here's the deal. I think, and people are gonna call me, and people are gonna call me every type of AEW show and whatsoever. It's like fuck off. But it's like, here's the thing. AEW, for all its faults, because there are faults of it, but at the end of the day, AEW, in terms of this pandemic, they have handled this to the best of their abilities. And I'm not going to shit on them just because WWE sucks at their job and AEW are doing the proper way of making sure their talent are safe. I'm going to commend them for doing the right thing. Now, granted, I did state this a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, but I wasn't too much fond of live wrestling on a weekly basis during this whole pandemic because at the end of the day, you're putting people at risk no matter how careful you are, no matter how many times you test them. But with AEW, they have done it in a way to where their tests are thorough. They have to test you twice in order to work a taping. And they don't do any weekly live taping. It's 1 week live and the other week is taped. So like next week will be Fyter Fest, so it'll be live, and then the second night will be taped. That's how it's going right now. So with AEW, you gotta understand, they have no choice but to run shows right now. Or else they don't get paid. And if they don't get paid, they will likely go out of business. And yeah,
but AEW have made I'll be clear, best out of this situation. Like, by the way, Jamal just broke some news here, which I can't believe I'm going to say. And if this is true, maybe why they ran an angle with I saw they ran an angle with Jeff Hardy and Baron Corbin, on the SmackDown taping.
This can't be right. That cannot be right, Jamal.
No, if this is true though, fucking.
There's no way.
People are. Jesus Christ. Yeah. We all agree. Like, it's like, here's where I'll be honest. Compared to WWE, it'll be fucking amazing right now. During this pandemic.
Well, I wouldn't say they're the leaders, but I think.
The leaders here in the leaders. Let me be clear. The leaders in a sense, for like mainstream here in America. Okay. The like overall global. I would say easily New Japan.
Japan's been really the forefront of this whole thing, quite frankly. But
if we're talking about global one, we would definitely. If we were saying America only, you would say AEW.
I think if you compare the two mainstream companies here in America, AEW has done way more to make sure that their talent is protected, that their tests are thorough, that they're able to run shows that are careful, and that those are speculated. Let's be clear here. Jon Moxley was speculated to have contracted. It's not guaranteed or it's not confirmed that he has the COVID-19, but it was speculated that he may have had it. And even then, Tony Khan and AEW said, no reason to come back in. And Jon Moxley, to his credit, warned everybody that he may or may not have it. He didn't confirm it, but he may or may not have it, and let everybody know. Yeah, he warned them, basically, so that way Tony Khan could say, well, you don't have to come in then. And that's to a testament to what AEW has done. And I'm going to give them credit. I don't give a fuck if you're a drone. I don't give a damn if you want to hate them every single time I bring up AEW or anyone else brings up AEW. They have done a serviceable job making sure everybody is safe. And that should be the important thing at the end of the day. It's not a company war. It's just doing the right thing. Period. At the end of the day. So, if AEW was being shit about this and WWE were doing the right thing, I would be praising the WWE myself. Period. So don't act like this is like a WWE versus AEW thing. Sometimes things are just done right. You can do right by others. And the thing of the matter is that... Yes.
Oh, sorry. The one thing they'll always have on WWE is that their creativity knows no bounds. Pandemic or no pandemic. And no matter what the drones say, it's well documented. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, look with WWE, they have made themselves to be the bottom of the barrel when it comes to sports entertainment at the moment. Even UFC have been doing more thorough testing than WWE have been doing, and knowing Dana White and who he is, that's a testament to to how bad WWE has gotten with this whole thing. So I think, and with AEW, they have to keep running shows like I stated, or else they might risk running out of business. They don't have the connections or the security in funds as WWE does, to where they can just do that. So they have to keep running live shows, but they are being careful every time they run a taping. And to that, I have to give them credit for that. Jamal just posted about it, so yeah.
Also, I'm just gonna get this out the way too. Sheamus might, who may have COVID, do that throne piss segment. They aired on SmackDown, so take that with a grain of true.
If that turns out to be true, the Fed needs to be. The Fed is royally screwed.
Listen to me, everybody. I want everyone that's listening to me on this newscast and listening to me everywhere else. If what Jamal posted is true, if there is any sliver of truth that Sheamus contacted COVID-19 because of a piss segment to where Jeff Hardy's piss was indeed real, or that people in that segment did have the coronavirus themselves, if that is to be any small amount of truth, this company needs to shut down until everything is secured. Period. There is no more justifying it. There is no exception to it anymore. There is no more excusing or defending it. If this company allowed that segment to air, which didn't even air here in the West Coast, by the way, it was cut off. But if this segment was able to air the way it did, and they hadn't done proper testing during that taping to where Sheamus contracted COVID-19 from somebody in that segment, and did it with so much negligence to where they could have prevented it, then that company needs to shut down until proper procedures are placed into that company. Period. Not one more taping, not one more live recording, not one more show goes on the air until that is settled. Period.
Also, I just want to get this off. Part of this is relevant to what I saw with Black Lives Matter and all that shit earlier, but no better time than now. The incident or story being reported that there was people out in Cary, North Carolina, literally washing black people's feet. White people and white cops were washing black people's feet. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, and I'm saying to myself, one, this is pandering ass. Two, why are y'all wiping people's feet in the middle of a pandemic? Are you brain dead? Are you retarded? Do you not think suddenly immune to COVID and then you can get that shit from your feet? You stupid. I was real tempted to drop the end. Because honestly, I'm tired of black folk taking stupid white. You need to chill out. Stop sucking up to us. How about you fix the problems that are there, and then we won't have we won't have to complain. We won't have to be angry. But instead, if you pander, you suck up, you kiss up, you ain't fixing the problem. If anything, you're worse because now you're just bales. So piss off. If you want to, how about you do something better and go wipe someone's car? Or how about you feed a homeless person? You sick. I'm done.
Apparently, WWE announced that there'll be a double contract signing also on Monday for Raw.
Who gives a fuck?
No, it's not story. But let me. I'm sorry. I know you guys had more questions. So let me go ahead and answer it. Would you consider the WWE the splintering rod at this point? And I think you're meaning. Do you think like WWE can the WWE be salvaged? And yeah, of course. I mean, I do think that. I do think the WWE can be salvaged. It just is going to take a lot of people that are running that company to realize that they need to salvage it. Like, they need to realize that no matter how many record profits you make, it's not going to fix the fact that there are some deep internal problems in that company that need to be fixed, or else in the long term, none of that profit's going to matter. Now, I'm not saying WWE is going to die anytime in my lifetime or anything like that, but I am saying that WWE is declining. Clearly, the WWE is declining at a very alarming rate. And if they're not careful, it might not be something they can stop. But because they have record profits, they'll be fine for at least another decade. Let me see here.
Is everything seeing? I'm seeing stuff which brought everyone's favorite piece of shit, Kevin Dunn.
He,
This is from the leaked letter, but the SmackDown Tiffin, which is currently airing, by the way. Apologies for anyone who is watching it, as it is trash as expected. But from what I'm reading, Kevin Dunn, it's being said, it got showed that from the leaked letter, it says yes, Kevin Dunn did not want people wearing masks in the tape, and that happened during twice announcement system.
Kevin Dunn, you can't.
Shit.
Hold on. Kevin Deaton looking Bugs Bunny piece of shit. How about you go on ahead and do us all a favor? Take those yours, get them ass, and how about you and Vince go and fuck off? And how about you take Hunter and Stephanie with you? Because quite frankly, the Fed ain't going to do that with both of those idiots running the company. I hate to say it, but CM Punk, with all that bitching and simping he's doing on backstage, company is no better off with Stephanie and Triple H running it. Because guess what? It's still a shit show. It's still an anal disaster just waiting to happen. And I know Stephanie loves anal disasters, so I'm going to keep quiet on that one, unless Hunter's using his nose.
The views of Jamal Bedlam do not reflect the newscast with Hakeem Johnson. Wow.
Look,
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Look.
I know what clip you're talking about. I've seen it.
Look. I don't hide how I feel about things because quite honestly, I'm tired. Look, I'll tolerate Zahaya and his simping for McDonald's barbecue sauce, but I won't tolerate Triple and his nose and Stephanie's butthole talking about NXT is going to do so much great when NXT ain't doing shit. And you want stepped up in the picture, AEW lost. You wonder why.
You know what, Jamal? You and me, we can't views of Hunter. Thanks, Rocky. I have been looking at Triple H's bullshit for years when it comes to NXT.
Shit, I called it 5 years ago.
After that too, but some people have jogging memory on a lot of half and half were bad.
I know people in call who bought into Triple H's bullshit, and now they're starting to see my issues, and now they're starting cracks in the wall. So,
I didn't buy into NXT. To be fair, I never bought into NXT.
Honestly, I didn't buy it until honestly for me, I didn't his BS until Asuka left, and then I just saw the women's division turn to shit.
Man, the men's division look like it's pure unadulterated feces, and even the women's division ain't all that great.
Yeah, Io can't carry a dead thing. Sorry to say.
Yeah,
and neither could Charlotte, because let's be honest, Charlotte ain't a draw. Look. Let's be honest here. The only thing she can draw apparently is breast implant sales, Andrade's dick, and controversy. Because she is a flare.
Hey.
She is a flare after all.
And she does it all with her.
Hey, I don't give a damn you speak this, but I'm gonna say it. Charlotte ain't. I don't give a damn who people who say it. I don't give a damn who fangirl who say it. Like, cut that toxic positivity out.
Yeah.
Get over
it. She couldn't draw a picture on Becky Lynch's socks alone. Touch Becky and being a. I'm just saying. Ronda Rousey had to come in to make her look good. What makes you?
Look, man, I'm telling you what, man. It's here's at the end of the day, people gotta realize there's really no draws in wrestling anymore, bro. They're all like either retired or they're dead.
Yeah,
like,
that's
at the end of the day, the brand's the draw, bro. That even goes for like AEW or New Japan too. Like The brand is the draw. Like, the people that enhance your brand is one thing, but they're not drawing you any new casual audiences to your product. You're just relying on the brand. In particular, WWE, their legacy is so great, they are able to draw people into their brand. So, I mean, at the end of the day, WWE's going to do what they're going to do. I hope, look, like I said earlier on the newscast, I hope nobody dies, dude, from what they're doing, because they're really playing a game of life and death. They're playing judge, jury, executioner with a lot of these things. And I know, like, a lot of people ask the question, like, what has been the worst part of 2020? I mean, do you wanna like pick? Do you want to throw a dart and see which one you get? Like, I mean, I would say the year in general.
You can't miss on a gigantic dartboard.
And I thought, I thought the worst part of this year starting was going to be like, Kobe's death, and that seems like it was a long time ago.
That sucked. That
hurt.
It still
That
hurts.
hurt.
That sucked.
It still hurts. So I mean,
like when that came up, I was legit during the day with my mum, okay? And all I said was,
hold up.
There's no way. There's no way that can be real. And like, when it turned out to be real, I was in shock.
Sorry, Hit, to interrupt you for a second. Did I see someone say, I'll take Tessa over Charlotte? Hold on now.
Yeah.
Carol.
I don't know about that.
There's a black man in the call. I don't know about that one. It's a stretch. That's a massive stretch.
I mean, like, well, Charlotte's not any innocent.
Look, I could complain about Charlotte, but at least she doesn't spit on black people and call them the N-word.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, Charlotte, if you heard rumors of her, she's not really all that innocent in that regard either,
I mean, yeah, but, she hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's smarter. I mean, she knows, she's smarter, so obviously she's not going to do that, right? But, but to put it over, Tess over Charlotte, I don't know about all that. I mean, I think they're both talented, but I don't know if I'm doing that. I don't even think Charlotte's all that either, really, if you really look into her things, but...
It's not.
Speaking of stuff that's not cute, I see Samoa Johnson sticking up for Kevin Dunn.
Damn it, Jamal. I was just going to say it. So, on my Twitter, I'm seeing that, so Simone Johnson is the one snitching to Kevin Dunn as to who's wearing masks or not? Are you fucking kidding me? What?
Right. Simone, don't let those genes from The Rock decapitate what's left of call a brain cell. Or did alpha females splatter those with that tweet? But is that any of my business?
All right, listen.
No.
I've been more than kind
bro.
with this whole thing. I think I even alluded to it earlier this week. Like, I didn't want to, because I saw a tweet she did that I just kind of rolled my eyes about, and I was like, I could, but this whole week's been so crazy. I just said, you know what? I'll just let it be what it is. But I just find like she comes off fake. But now that I'm seeing that she's also apparently a snitch, apparently trying to get her fellow co-workers.
Oh,
Wait, who's just...
The Rock's daughter, allegedly, Simone Johnson, just telling...
Oh, yeah, you read about that incident where she got... If you remember.
Yeah,
you remember
Jamal just...
Alpha female.
Yeah, Jamal just stated that, about that with the alpha female and all that. It's like...
Yeah, the game was stated. Which, by the way, considering if that was happening in the UK Performance Centre, whoever was involved fucking fired.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. Yeah, I'm being dead serious. How fucking dare you? That's disgusting to so many people.
Look.
Downright
sickening. I have learned this in life, that, social media is not the representation of the world. And also I've learned that, people in real life that try to project themselves as holier than thou end up being the pieces of shit that they are against. I'm not saying Simone Johnson is. I'm not saying that for certain. I'm just saying that when she wants to come out here and say, treat women better, fuck racist and all that bullshit. It's like, you want a fucking cookie? Like, you want a fucking cookie? I get that. I get that we don't like racists and we don't like people being abusers. Yes, thank you. Was that the bare minimum? I'm supposed to applaud you for the bare minimum? I saw Eric Stevens out here on Twitter fucking just regurgitating it's so, because it's so cringe in the sense that he just tweets shit for people to hear, so that way he can get attention. And it's like he'll tweet something like, "Hey, am I the only person that's not a piece of shit in the business?" Like, oh my lord, well, goodness gracious, Eric Stevens, you're not a piece of shit in wrestling. Congratulations. I really, really do love the fact that you are really just going out your way to really make the hot takes out there on Twitter. You fucking attention whore. It's like, shut the fuck up. If you're not a piece of shit, just say that.
Hey, Eric.
Or don't say that.
Hey, Eric. I'm just waiting for a child abuse allegation, or you to turn out to be a rapist, and then, well, I'd love to see how that tweeting does for you, buddy. Sometimes you shut the fuck up.
Wait, are we on about with that one?
Eric Stevens.
That part of it is it will never stop.
You're just a douchebag, dude. It's just like,
and it's funny that you.
No worries.
Sorry
no
if I'm
worries.
interrupting anything. I just want to. Okay. And it's just, I find it very hilarious that Simone of all people just doing all this. Because when I see stuff like that, I'm reminded of the whole Leo Rush. And Emma was on her way out, and he just made a little tweet saying, "Oh, no one's ready for Asuka." And guess what? Every single employee on social can't just basically attack them like, "Oh, you're not gonna miss the business, kid." Like, get the fuck out of here with that bully mentality shit. I don't. Dave Meltzer. I mean, yes, Dave Meltzer is it acquired taste, and you have all these guys saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Like, shut up. That's when I stare at a wall sometimes. I don't know who's the right. I don't know who's wrong, and it's like, I don't even care. It's at the point like you don't even know that you're doing good, but you're just a jackass trying to get all the. I love cookies, but like that haven't happened. Like fuck you with that. I hate it.
Look, it's when the industry, the W people and girls got so angry when Dave Meltzer literally, and I mean, this is what he literally meant. He was like, Peyton looked better when she didn't have fake. That's literally what he said.
I remember when he said.
You read between lines. Yeah, he said.
I remember when he said that. Oh, fucking Twitter went mad. Can I be this thing though? And let's be fair. When I've been going through, over the comments about Emma.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this. You saw the same pat mentality from WWE people about Sasha.
Yeah.
You saw them all.
I believe that. I don't know.
Like a pack of attack.
Oh, you mean Seth, right?
No, Sammy.
Oh yeah. What was that? I forgot.
Over the Sasha tweet. Over the Sasha situation. Remember how many of the
Fed people pounced on Sammy.
Yeah, and but I'm like this. Like Sasha forgave him, but I'm also like this. If you got Sammy, pounce on the others as well. Pounce on some people on your other brand, like on your developmental brand who got fucking perverted.
At worst day is still a bigger piece of crap than Sammy could ever. Just saying.
Also, it's been announced for Extreme Rules that Braun Strowman will face Bray Wyatt in a swamp match. That's happening apparently.
Oh great! More WWE cinematic shit. They're trying to kill that. They're killing that genre now. Unfortunately,
I said when the Boneyard match happened, dude. I said Like, it's okay to do it once in a while, but if you keep doing it, it's going to lose its luster to where it's no longer special. And here we are in June, and we're about to do a swamp match with Braun and Bray. That's what we're doing now. That's horror show indeed.
Swamp match.
What?
Really?
It's WWE 2K20 brought to real life.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? That game is a representation of this year. You are absolutely right.
I do not.
Dude, hey.
I do not apologize.
Dude, that game represents this entire year. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it that way.
Alright, I'm gonna head out, okay? And yes, you better be as controversial as possible. I'll see you, Hakeem, later. Jamal, I'll see you until you're ready to go by, my dude. Peace out, guys.
All right, if we have any more questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap it up here. I just want to state, for those that are asking about Impulse, it's going to come out tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Sunday. I apologize that I have not gotten it out as I originally intended. It's just been a crazy week of professional wrestling that I've kind of been engaged with, and also other things outside of my control, outside of here, that I just couldn't get Impulse out when I wanted to. So, but I am learning, though. I am learning with ACW this season that I don't have to meet deadlines, because I used to get like really mad about shit like that, to where if I missed a deadline, I would I'd beat myself up for it. But now it's like I can relax and be like, you know what, if I don't get it out, then people understand that I don't have it out. But I will do my best to have Impulse 108 out by this weekend, by the latest Sunday night, Monday afternoon. So that's what I can only tell you for that. That's that. And also the newscast. Listen, if we get more breaking news, which, look, I'm thinking we're gonna get more breaking news. But if we do get more breaking news, we will do another newscast next week. And obviously, if anybody wants to hop onto that newscast, they can. That's all the more good. It might be on a Friday. If it's really breaking news, but probably next Friday will be the next newscast. But no promises on that either. Hey, Hakeem, do you know the rapper Huey? Yeah, dude, I heard about his tragic shooting, his tragic death today. Obviously, dude, you know, Huey, the guy that did the Pop Lock and Drop It Dancing song years back, and passed away at 33 due to a fatal shooting in, I believe, Missouri. I mean, all I can do is send my condolences to the family and the friends of Huey and people that were close to him. It's a very tense world right now. And what I would tell anybody that's listening to this newscast right now or here right now, it's that it's a very intense situation we're going through right now. A lot of things have happened throughout the past couple of weeks and months. All I can really tell you all is to stay safe, because, you know, tomorrow isn't promised to everybody, obviously, and today could be your last day. So just be safe out there and be mindful of others out here as well. But yeah, I heard about Huey unfortunately dying today. It's sad, dude. It's very sad.
Was Huey black?
Yeah, he was black.
Yeah.
God damn it, another young black rapper dead. Juice WRLD already passed.
You know?
And passed last. Freaking, what was the name? Nipsey Hussle passed away.
Too, yeah. We're losing.
Christ. You a fan?
Juice WRLD
hip hop?
Juice WRLD by.
You a fan of rap and hip hop? You are taking an L. Not even fair at all.
Yeah, man. We losing too much. That shouldn't be. It ain't right.
Yeah, with hip hop. It's like maybe one day I'll do a hip hop centric newscast, because that is a passion of mine, and the reason why I don't speak about hip hop on Twitter and shit as much as I probably could, it's because a lot of y'all are stupid, man. A lot of y'all really don't know your hip hop history, man. A lot of y'all don't know your history. A lot of you guys don't respect the culture. A lot of you guys only are in tune with what's out here right now, which isn't all that good. And that's why I don't argue with people like that, because it's like it'll literally piss me off if I actually engage with people like that, because I respect the culture and the music too much for people to just kind of fuck it over and take away everything that is about it. So that's why I don't speak on it. But maybe one day I'll do a hip hop centric newscast just to kind of let you know where I stand on hip hop at the moment and certain artists that I like to listen to and all that. But yeah, like you guys said, like it's been a bad period for hip hop right now. I also saw, I don't mean to interrupt, but I also saw that apparently, like, The Simpsons are no longer letting, like, their black characters be voiced by non-black people now. Like, what the
Man, that's a can of worms that's been crazy.
Again, I repeat the words that I said a few months. Man, y'all white folks and black folks is tripping, bro. Y'all need to get over yourselves and stop.
I won't go. Yeah.
I mean, you have Jenny Slate that voiced a black character from Big Mouth, and now Mike Henry, who's known for voicing Clean for some of the other Family Guy, said he's stepping away. So this should get.
It's blatant pandering, and it's so goddamn insulting. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, I won't go on it too deep into it. Maybe one day I'll do it on a newscast, but I am just at my wit's end as a black content creator myself. Like, I am just at my wit's end, having every company try to pander to me and people like me with every statement that they don't give a shit about, and celebrities that do that they don't give a shit about, and movements and organizations that they don't give a shit about. I just want to be left alone. Let me just create my content and put it out there, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't like it. Let me just do that. You don't have to hold my hand to think that I need a bigger audience, or that I need to be coddled, that I need to be given, not earning it, but given these opportunities, quote unquote, by maybe like this voice actor doesn't get to be the voice actor because he's not black enough, or Cleveland now has to be voiced by an actual black person. It's like, dude, you assume that all black people can't have the foresight, nuance, and context to realize when things are racist and things are just not racist? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's like this whole white guilt, cancel culture shit. It's so goddamn blatant, and it's so disingenuous to people like me. And if you really are a part of that spectrum, I don't respect you. I can't. If you don't respect yourself, how do you expect me to respect you? That's how I look at it. It's just ridiculous, dude. It's like, really? Now because you're getting pressured to do it, now because you're getting pressured, now because we live in this society, now you can't have Cleveland now you have to have Cleveland be voiced by a black person? Like, fuck off, dude. Like,
I feel like that's just cringy at
it is
itself. Like I don't give it. Like, I can care less for a workout or what. I thought it was funny. Maybe for some people that don't feel like it's funny, like, whatever, you can say whatever. But at this point, I'm not with this shit as well. Like, you're going to just destroy things that's part of years. And thanks to this whole pandemic thing, people are now speaking out for the wrong reasons, and they're getting their way. Fucking makes me.
You know what the worst part about it? And the worst part about it is that they don't even mean it. The worst part about it is that they don't even really want that. To them, they think it's justice, but then they ultimately don't accept it and want something more, because when you give them an inch, they start to take a mile. You understand me? So it's like, now people have to walk on eggshells and be careful what they say and do, because the mob out here is going to go ahead and try to get rid of them. Listen, if you really knew, look, I'm a really nice dude, but if you actually knew me, like, I'm not one of these like these new dudes out here, these new Negroes, if you will, I'll call it that like caters or panders to the lowest common denominator. I'm not that kind of dude. I'm respectful for everybody, but it's like, I'm not that kind of dude at the same time. So you'll be surprised when you try to come at me a certain way. And like, and I guess maybe to close this newscast, I'll tell like a quick story here. Like, one time, I remember I went to the bar one time, and went with my boys, and we got a drink at our local bar and all that. And I had this one white dude sit next to me, and like, I guess some of his white friends were doing some, like, some bullshit, like they were rapping Eminem or some bullshit, doing like, you know how white people try to act black when they do hip hop shit or whatever. It's like whatever. But so like, you know, dude came next to me and I was watching it while I was drinking, like laughing at it, and you know, a white dude comes next to me and he's all like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I apologize for my friends. It's like, I you know me, I'm not that kind of guy. And I already knew where he was coming at. I knew what he was trying to say. So I was like, dude, look, dude, they're fine. Like, stop apologizing for who you are. Just because you're white doesn't mean I hate you, okay? Just because I'm black doesn't mean you hate me. It's like, I get that you're cool, dude. You don't have to apologize and be guilting yourself to think that I'm going to say, oh, this white dude's got to die. This white dude's got to go away. It's like, dude, I got it. Like, relax. Don't patronize to me, because I can smell it. Like, don't patronize to me. Like, I get it. Your friends are doing stupid hip-hop shit. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm laughing. Like, I get a joke, and when someone actually is trying to disrespect me, like relax. But that's what people don't understand. Like, people think social media is now the thing. Like, it represents the world, when it really doesn't. It's like the minority. It's a loud minority, but it's a minority nonetheless at the end of the day. You know? So, I mean, that's just the way we're living in. But, so, oh, yeah, go ahead.
And also to these new Negroes, I'm gonna need you to stop creating ways for these white people.
Yeah.
Because I noticed a lot of that in Black Lives Matter too, and I'm not even going to play. Man. I don't care for that. Don't pander. That's far more effective than just pandering to us. So to the new Negroes, you can kiss my Negro ass.
Yeah.
You ain't solving nothing.
Yeah, and
it's at the point. It's at the point. I know it's a point for me, but it's how I accentuate a point. I don't. And I might. This might be a little bit more controversial, and I don't know, but I gotta say it. Do people honestly think what happened to George will solve anything as long as they're certain someone in the office? I don't want that type of person to be doom and gloom, but as long as there's change, shit's gonna stay the same, and we're gonna suffer for it. So I'm just hoping in the next couple of years things change in a way that we're all safe. Yes, there's gonna be a lot of crazy, but I'm just hoping with the new leadership, stuff like that happened over the years never happens again.
You know what? There's a quote. There was a video that I watched from a guy. Video he did, and there's a whole lot of things he says that I do agree. And I see some of the stuff our opposing Democratic nominee Joe Biden has said, and I'm like, really? I have trouble deciding for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Yeah.
Then he goes out and he says George Floyd's death is more worldwide effective than Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm like, yes, he said that, and I just was just like, you know what? This is the best person, Democratic or liberal. Some people who I consider my good friends out here saying, you know, well, it's bad, but he's not Trump. That's not the. Why do we have to vote for the bare minimum? Why do we same people who just talk a big game but ain't going better with that George than Trump would have did? Nothing would have ever changed. You can't convince me that anything has changed because I've had to see this stuff happen time in and time out. I've had the news media dragging the death of every black man shot by cops in my face all over social media. That gets tired. But it's like, you're not solving anything. Stop pandering. Stop putting that shit so much in people's. You create the carnage that you see. Those protests might not have been as bad as they were if it wasn't for the fact that everyone was trapped up in their house with COVID and everything just built up. And then once that happened, boom, explosion. And it's just like these patterns are there. These patterns are being, and I'm tired of being pandered to by a bunch of, you know what?
I will.
Cut this shit. A bunch of hillbilly hick politicians.
I will say
Fuck.
this. I'll say this to close the newscast as we're hours here. I'll say this. I mentioned this earlier this week, but look, listen. I know people. I have followers on Twitter, and I have friends in real life that are liberal, conservative, independent. Some that hate Trump, some that love Trump. I have all spectrums of friends of that aspect, and I don't hate them all. We may disagree on a lot of things. Trust me, we do. But at the end of the day, I can go ahead and say, okay, now let's have a drink of beer. Or, okay, let's go ahead and play some games. Oh, okay, let's go out and eat somewhere. Because I don't treat them as just a political statement. I treat them as human beings that have different opinions or different beliefs that are either with or without my alignment. So I would just like to tell people, look, it's election year. It's been a crazy year, period. All I would just tell people is that don't let anyone force you or guilt you to vote how you want to vote. Listen to me. If you're going to vote for Biden, fine. If you're going to vote for Trump, fine. If you're not going to vote at all, fine. If you're going to vote third party, fine. All I'm telling you is that don't let people dictate or guilt you into forcing you to vote a certain way. You vote because of your morals and your beliefs and your core values. That's what you should ultimately vote on. That's how it used to be until certain people have taken to the extreme to where you can't even have a decent conversation anymore. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn. I'm not going to renounce my friends. Now, if they're pieces of shit, then they're pieces of shit. I can disassociate with that. But if they're not, and they just have a difference of opinion, then deal with it. Get over that. At the end of the day, you can talk about it. And then if you may not even if you don't agree at the end of the day, you have a better understanding of the other side if you happen to not agree with that. And that's all I'm saying to people today. At the end of the day, go out there. Do not let social media think that Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, and 4chan are the bastions of what really is today's society. They're not. They're just more louder. At the end of the day, go outside in the real world, meet people, and really see how it really is. It's not as bad as you might think. And I'm just telling you as someone that has experience with, as everyone has real life experience, go out there and actually do the work, as a certain TNT champion would say. Do the work and go out there and try to figure out how people can get better understandings of certain topics and issues. I can guarantee you, if you turn off Twitter for a while, if you log off Reddit for a minute, if you pause your Instagram tweet or post, and you actually talk to people face to face and have a discussion, watch how much you actually might agree more than you disagree. It's happened to me before, and I'm sure it can happen to you if you do the same thing. So, but
Google Translate that for the dummies. Go out and get some virgin.
Well, I didn't mean that way, but all right. But hey, listen, man. Jamal, Raiden, Hey Kid, who was here. Thank you guys for joining me for this newscast today. We need to really, for these newscasts, when I better prepare them, we need to start really bringing in more people. And I know there's people in the chat that wanted to be a part of the newscast as well. Look, if you guys do want to be a part of the newscast, all you got to do is, send messages to me. Or, if we do have a lot of these get-together, newscasts, I'm sure Jamal will probably get a request here if you want to send him something or something. He'll relay it back to me. But we'll start doing more of these live newscasts with a lot of people, a lot of guests that have different perspectives of things. Because I don't want to always do it by myself. So we'll start to plan that more ahead. But this is fun. Jamal, Raiden, thank you guys as always. Next newscast we do, if it is going to be a group guest thing, I'll try to bring you guys more smoothly in, if we'll say. Something tells me that I'm going to probably do another newscast next week, knowing how this week is gone. So, but thank you, Raiden and Jamal. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Thanks for having me.
All right. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining me here today. Yeah, 3 hours and 30 minutes. A very long newscast with some technical difficulties, but you guys stuck by it with us, and I'll try to be more smooth about the newscast next time it goes around. Again, if anything happens next week, which I'm sure it will, if a lot of breaking news happens, I'll be sure to do another newscast to let you guys get my thoughts at least about what's going on. And I'll try to be doing this more frequently for you guys to watch. Just make sure you guys are subscribed to this. It is to go to the newscast. It's Facebook and Twitter at the Keemcast, at the Keem Keem cast. And also, if you would like to donate $1 or any sort of monetary funds, I do have a Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/anime, the anime CW, if you'd like to make any donations, and you could be able to help your boy be able to survive this pandemic as he can, and will try to. So, anyways, that was Newscast 104, a very long one at that, but I want to thank Hey Kid, Jamal, and Raiden for joining me here tonight. We'll see what next week brings, because this has been quite a week for a lot of different reasons. So, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I love you guys. See you guys later. And as always, until then, stay cool, and stay safe. I will see you guys next time. Later.